Yeah, he's holding it hostage for the SAVE Act.
Yeah, I heard he wants something else signed.
Yeah, he's saying
he wants his indemnification, that he cannot be held liable or criminally or whatever for anything that he's done in the past. Is that right, Marshall?
No, he's holding it up to get what's known as the SAVE Act, which is partial nationalization of elections, which is two things. Number one, the Republicans opposed under the first Trump administration the Democrats, what was known as H.R. 1, or they termed it the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, which would have also helped to nationalize elections by doing things like permanent mail-in balloting, early voting for every state. Versus what Trump is doing, the SAVE Act would get you an ID. You would have to have your maiden name and the name on your birth certificate match in order. It's just a whole bunch of different things to, quote, make elections safer. And it's not been passed. And so he's saying that he will hold this bill hostage until the majority leader Thune passes the SAVE Act. What should be known to people is in the Constitution, there's something called the Time, Place, Manner Clause. And that essentially says that the election and the time of elections are derived to the 50 states. So, for example, Texas gets to have an ID and a signature verification, whereas Philadelphia, or whereas Pennsylvania may only have a signature verification, right? So it says that each state's are allowed to make their own rules unless the Congress decides to chip in and make rules themselves for federal elections. So that's essentially what it's about.
Marshall, thank you very much. If you're in the audience and you want to come up, please do. Brand new on stage is Double OK. Double OK, good morning. Welcome back to the show. Computer Fresh 5 starting now. Good morning.
I think that this whole thing about requiring voter ID is a false virtue put forth by conservatives to essentially just bolster the lie that the election was stolen from Trump.
Well, you don't think that any just Tom, Dick, or Harry can show up at any voting booth and say, "Hi, I'm Joe Schmo. I'm here to vote," without any ID or any confirmation whatsoever, do you?
Welcome, Joseph. I'll explain exactly why. Because when you register to vote, you register with, early with ID, and it's confirmed. And then, in order for there to be fraud, and I love asking conservatives this who think that voter ID is super necessary, craft me a scenario in which the lack of ID would work out for someone trying to commit fraud, because I'm of the position that, let's say I didn't have an ID and somebody went and voted in my place, it would require that I wasn't going to vote. It would also require that they knew that ahead of time.
How about if you have 20 individuals registered to vote in a one-bedroom apartment?
Well, each individual is still registered, and that
but you can't really think that 20 people live in a one-bedroom apartment that are registered to vote, can you?
They're not supposed to be registered at the same address like that. Typically,
it doesn't matter to me, though. I don't see how it's relevant, honestly.
Typically, what ends up
is my file not fresh?
Hold on. Hang on, Marshall. Okay, you want to speak? Hold on. You want to speak uninterrupted? No problem. Me and the Mod Squad will go on mute. You can speak uninterrupted, and then we will continue. You got it.
Yeah, I don't think it's relevant where, everyone could have the same address as long as each individual is still identified as an individual. And I'm saying the only way voter fraud could work is if someone went to a voting place, voted in someone else's place, and the only way that could work is if, let's say it was me, I gave them permission to do that. Otherwise, you run the risk of me showing up to vote and then going, "Oh no, it says here you already voted," and then boom, you're busted. It's busted. And that's not happening. There's almost no cases, vanishingly few cases of voter fraud, except committed by Republicans.
Oh no!
And so I think
Republicans are the ones who commit the voter fraud, not the Democrats. Always the Republicans, never the Democrats.
Voter fraud could work is if someone showed up in your place knowing that you were just not going to vote. Like you had a coworker and you're always talking about, I never fucking vote. They take note of that. I'm like, I'm going to try this. I'm going to go to his voting place and try and cast a vote in his place. That's really the only practical way, unless someone can articulate.
This is John Kitover News, part of Chicago News Incorporated. We're listening to a group of elite intellectual Democrats discuss how voter fraud never happens in the Democrat Party, just the Republican Party.
To get an ID to omit them from voting. And also, if you're out there and you're looking to adopt a dog or a cat, adopt a senior one.
I think one of the problems is.
Marshall, can I just offer some empirical data?
Why don't we go Reverend Scott and then Marshall?
Let me just say,
Chicago News Incorporated, elite intellectual Democrats.
I did an exhaustive analysis of voter
Only Republicans
fraud.
commit election fraud. Democrats never commit election fraud. It's okay if 20 people are registered.
In my own state of Pennsylvania, they looked at 30 years of elections. 30, that's 3-0. They looked at 32 elections held over those 30 years. The total number of ballots they looked at, was 100,526,098.
Chicago News Incorporated.
526,098 ballots cast.
This is Democrat election fraud 101.
Reports of fraud. 39 out of 100,526,098. That is 0.0000388%. In comparable states like here in Arizona, they looked at 42 million some ballots and they found almost 43 million, 36 cases. That wound
This
up
is
being
Chicago News Incorporated.
We're
with a group of elite intellectual Democrats claiming that Republicans are the only party that commits election fraud, not Democrats.
0.0000355.
May I add something?
Yeah, go ahead.
My favorite was the Maricopa County election recount. One of my best friends, who's a Trump supporter that I wrestle with, internally was fully convinced that they were going to find massive voter fraud in Maricopa County. And even before they counted, I said, not a chance. And the reason I said that was you've got all these guys in there, like Republicans, old school veterans, and this, that, and the other. And I'm all, there's no way you're going to be able to talk these guys into committing fraud. They're just there to count. And I said, if anything, I bet they find more votes for Biden. Not a lot, but just a little bit. Yeah, I was right. And he didn't really know what to say to that. He was expecting to find band leaks in the paper. He had a list of things that they were going to uncover. And of course, none of it was uncovered. And this was a recount done. You didn't see the media wasn't allowed inside. It was all Republicans, all Trump supporters in a building recounting in private. And a lot of my, left-wing friends are like, oh, this is bullshit that no one's allowed to even see. And I'm like, don't worry about it. There's no way you're going to get all these people to agree to cheat for Trump. Because even if one person, says no, they're going to come out and be like, the whole thing's bullshit. And I was right. And I just thought that was worth pointing.
Yeah, and this is, you have a greater chance of being struck by lightning. Someone has a better chance of being struck by lightning than committing voter fraud. It just does not happen statistically. I mean, it's so infinitesimal. A few times it does happen to 0.00003 or 2. It doesn't affect elections. There's not one instance where we can see that it's affected an election.
And it's usually Republicans do it.
It's a solution in search of a problem.
Marshall is up next, and then Denise. Marshall.
Yeah, all I wanted to say was one of the ways that things can get mixed up in elections is if states don't purge their voter rolls, or if, when people move, they don't change address. So, Kevin, I've been doing campaign politics Texas for about a decade, and I knock on doors a lot. The things you'll find, and this is Texas, this is not every other state in the country. Other states have similar issues, but Texas, what you'll find is occasionally people won't fill out change of address forms. So I'll go to the door and I'm supposed to talk to Mr. Garza, but I'm getting Mr. Trevino. Even though Mr. Trevino is the person who lives there and Mr. Garza no longer lives there. So you can get kind of mixed up in like where people register that way. And depending upon your state, you may not actually have to show ID to register. Just each state's allowed their own processes. I actually like the fact that Texas has ID. It doesn't seem like it's an inconvenience to people because they have to have ID no matter what. They have to have ID for just about everything. And I'm a big proponent of states being able to pick their rules, right? Unless the federal Congress comes up with something different. So I just wanted to add that. Thank you for your participation. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I show in the queue Denise and then Emma. Denise, good morning. 2 weeks in a row. I am, my heart is fluttering, dear. Thank you. Please, Denise, welcome. You take as much time as you want up to the top of the hour.
Good morning. I've been listening, and something just
Now
it
it's
just hit
my
me, like
turn.
it just occurred to me, like how I feel
tell you the
right
truth.
now, and I just wanted to talk about this idea that energy is finite. Right? We only have so much. We only have so much legislative time. We only have so much, just literally energy in our systems to create and affect really any kind of change at all. And I'm just struck by how we choose to spend our legislative time, right?
How do we
I want
spend our
more
time
people to vote.
legislatively?
I don't think the problem in the United States of America is we have too many people voting. I think the problem is the opposite. We need more people to vote and more people to be engaged in our democracy in a substantive way. And you have to look at whether you are a proponent of the SAVE Act or any of the things that they present, whatever. Why? Our kids can't read. We have one of the highest
You mean to tell me there's this thing called priorities?
All of these problems.
Priorities?
I'm really struck by the choice to focus on things that are not real problems. And when
doctor, tell me what the real problem is.
And you have to reflect on what they're actually trying to accomplish. Like Clubhouse, life is reputational, and the Bible says you'll know somebody by their fruits. And when people choose to spend their energy,
when people choose to waste all their fucking time, wasting their time,
choose to focus on things that are really
like this. This is really important and substantially substantive.
I think that should mean something.
That's right.
And that should be something we evaluate as we evaluate this administration. I didn't need it to be the Gulf of America. I didn't need it to be changed to the Department of War. Like, why are we doing things that are just complete waste of time?
I didn't need the Kennedy Center changed to the Trump
I didn't need any of these things. And it's just like, it's not as simple as, well, these are the things that, different people have different goals. This was literally no one's goal. Like, no one cared about these things. So when you evaluate an administration, to me, I think you have to ask yourself, do they actually care about the American people and what's happening with American people? Or are they just trying to compound power? And I think the answer feels kind of obvious.
Before we go to Emma, I want a very brief comment. I constantly have discussions like, how important is Donald Trump or the opposing party in the White House? And I say, well, I'm more concerned about who the mayor of Los Angeles is. I'm more concerned with who my city councilman is. I'm more concerned about my school district. Now, it is true that we are now arguably in a war. We're no better off than we were 2 months ago before we got in, except my gas prices are 33 to 50% higher. My food prices are 33 to 50% higher. So if anything that Trump has affected me, it's made my cost of living go up 25 to 50%. And but all the other stuff about naming the Kennedy Center and renaming things, and like you said, Denise, who cares? Nobody cared until it became an issue. We'll have one more speaker and then go to the break. Emma, hi, good morning. Welcome to the show. What would you like to talk about?
Good morning.
Hi.
I would like to talk a little bit about the housing bill that they brought up earlier.
Please do.
I feel like that we need more intervention for the really lowest level of renters that we have out there, because that's the highest. This ratio that we have a discrepancy between the availability and the affordability for the populace looking for that. I don't feel like there's enough intervention for that group in this bill. I feel like also there's a lot of allocations for federal funds to go into like repairs and things like that. And I see that benefiting the owners of properties in a way that will allow people to keep older properties that maybe should be taken down.
Now, are you specifically talking about apartment buildings or something else?
I was thinking about multi-family housing and stuff like that for residential housing.
Okay, so you're talking about like a single family home, a duplex, a triplex, something like that. Okay, go ahead.
Yes,
Go ahead.
Yeah, because that's what would be most applicable with the bill. I feel like that's going to cause some issues that we could address in other ways by allowing tax incentives for people that own these properties to create a more streamlined process for rent-to-own issues, and bring some of those people who are in that level up out of that group. You know, that's like, because you have within the lowest income of people who are renters out there who are searching for affordable housing, you have like there's a spectrum within that group of availability, and what you would really ideally want to do is move people up, bump people up, a significant group number of people up into the next group. But what I see this bill doing is actually like maintaining those numbers of the people that are on the lowest level, and actually bringing people who are in the group above that down into that level, not elevating people out of it, not raising it up, and not making enough options for like tiny home housing, which is another option that I feel is like very important, but that is not being like not in any way really being explored or supported by government. So these are things that I'd bring up.
I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And with that, we are at the top of our 2 hours in the tank. 1 hour left. If audience and you haven't come up yet, we encourage you to do so. We're going to take a mandatory break. I'm going to step out of the captain's chair. Reverend Scott, the XO, will step into the captain's chair. And with the help of Violet and all of the mod squad, they will give me a break for the first half of hour number 3. So don't go away, and we'll be right back with Reverend Scott, Violet, and the mod squad after the break.
And my dad goes, "Notice how that's not cured yet." And she's like, "Wow, honey, well, I hope we never get Alzheimer's." He's like, "I hope we do, so we can all forget about this guy." I used to be way too loose with who I asked relationship advice from. I used to ask people in the audience, total strangers. I asked a couple in the Front Row of the show once, 2 couples therapists who had married each other. Which I know, you ever see like quadruple stuffed Oreos and you're like, enough, right? That is a hat on a hat. It's excessive. But I was like, wow, too often these couples therapists, you gotta ask them, right? I said, do you guys have any advice for people in relationships, maybe people who are fighting a lot? And they said, we do. You know how a lot of people have a safe word to have sex? Everyone needs to have a safe word during fights. A married friend of mine, I said, do you guys have a safe word for fights? And he was like, what? I'm like, it's a word that when you say it, during the fight, it stops the fight. And he goes, oh yeah, we have one of those. I said, really? What is it? He goes, cunt. But I have to say, it doesn't really work if she said it. I was like, Jesus, I was looking for like pineapple, dude. But I used to ask people for relationship advice after breakups because I thought that was me working on myself, but it really wasn't. It was just me trying to figure out how to get into another relationship as quickly as possible so I wouldn't have to work on myself. The reason people don't want to be single for long periods of time is that once you're single for a little bit, you start to notice, ooh, some of the issues in my relationships are still here. And it's just me now. There's only one set of footprints in the sand, and no one's carrying my ass, right? Like, I realized in the last year, I still
Oh my God, Paula, you got to
in
do
relationships. I realized that because I don't wear perfume when I'm single. I don't even think about it. I wear perfume when I'm in a relationship, though, because I know that if we break up and you smell that smell later, you'll get sad. And that makes me happy. I don't wear perfume to smell good. I wear it to haunt you later. I was on a first date with a guy. I realized we both had 3 younger siblings. I said, oh my God, let's text our sibling group chats right now. Ask them what our biggest flaw is. I'm so fun on a first date. I can't believe I'm He texts his brothers, hey guys, what's the flaw? And they write back, works too hard, care much. One of them wrote back dyslexic, which I thought was pretty funny. Couldn't read it, but I could.
Wanna share your point of view, and a little about what's bothering you. Got a question that's on your mind. Be bold, brave, courageous. Come on up and get you fresh fired. What does that mean? Well, listen up. Have a take and just don't suck. Be respectful, make your point in a reasonable way. Come on up. That's Uncle Steve today.
Reverend Scott.
Uncle
Hello,
Steve.
Reverend Scott. Wow, what a 2 hours it's been.
What? Always. We're always onward and
Amazing.
upward with this show. Always upward.
Well, I am going to go have a mimosa. You step into the captain's chair and run it straight and true.
Thank you, sir. I'll see you in a half hour.
I'm too sexy for my love. Too sexy for my love. Love's going to leave.
That's right, everybody. Reverend Scott, back in the chair. Violet, how are you? You ready?
I'm ready.
Violet, let me tell you something. I'm too sexy for my shirt. So
You
sexy.
said that right, Fred.
Sexy for my shirt.
But I'm not. I'm not too sexy for this show.
Scott is definitely not too sexy for this show.
But fundamentally, if you get the wage growth numbers right, even though you have shocks that exist in the economy, if the wage growth is strong, eventually that will produce better outcomes for people.
It also seems to me, let's be honest, the tone of the administration
is not consistently a Christian tone. There is a tone of aggressive uncharity to people who aren't on board with the administration's policies.
So on the tone thing, it's very hard to rebut this because it's like fundamentally unfalsifiable. Because for every clip that you could show me of me or the president or some cabinet secretary saying something that in your view is unchristian, I could show you another few clips of us doing something or saying something that is like very Christian. The nature of political communication in the era of mass media is that sometimes people are going to say jokes that are taken out of context. Sometimes people are going to make mistakes. I'm not saying I make mistakes. I talk about this in the book a little. Oh, in my book, Communion, available where books are sold, I talk about the own mistakes that I've made as a Christian leader
there is an
in
apology.
America.
There is an apology to childless cat ladies, and we don't need to get sidetracked by that. Go on.
But you know, my point is, like, I'm not saying we're perfect because we're not. My point is that the tone argument is in some ways, I think, people see what they want to see. And I also think that tonal arguments are ways of frankly policing working class ways of communication and covering them in elite preferences.
There we have it, Violet. What do you think? What do you think? Is did he defend the Christian nature or Christianness of the Trump administration to your satisfaction?
Not really of the administration. I mean, some of what he was saying made sense. The people are fallible, but he acknowledged mistakes are made. As a justification for all the things, or I mean, not justification, but as a support for that morality in this administration, I personally don't think he made a strong enough case. It's just more, it seems more of a personal level. Well, yeah, people are fallible, and so is the administration, but, they're ignoring their wrongs and trying to justify them, not, making themselves accountable for them and trying to change what's bad. So that's kind of where I stand on it.
Does not pass the smell test according to Violet, and I will just make it be known for fairness here that when he said the economic stuff benefits the working class, nobody, virtually no nonpartisan economic analysis suggests that, right? The big beautiful bill, the tax policy, things like this.
Right.
Virtually every nonpartisan economic analysis that I've seen, and Google it for yourself, it shows that the largest share of benefits, tax cuts, things like this flow to the top 1% of earners. It is not exceptionally favorable to the working class or poor people or anything like that. So there you go.
Right. And I mean, that to me doesn't, stick with helping out the poor and, offering your generosity to people who actually need it, and that doesn't jive with what the guy was trying to say.
Thank you, Violet. Great insights, and thank you for helping me take over the keys to the jalopy here and drive the ship straight and true. Let's go over to Andrew Tutty, our friend from the beautiful northern region of Canada. Andrew, would you like a fresh five to tell us what's on your mind?
Good afternoon. Yeah, the big beautiful bill. Well, I just read something this morning. I think 4 million Americans no longer can take advantage of the ACA, the Obama
Affordable Care Act.
Because it's gone up so much. So that's done nothing to assist people that are cash strapped and economically having problems. Again, that's the truth flies in the face of the rhetoric. But I think I would like to congratulate the United States because according to the Supreme Court in a recent decision in regards to presidential powers and immigration, that racism no longer exists in the United States, according to the Supreme Court anyway. Judge Alito, I believe, wrote the decision.
We've eliminated it so strongly. We're like the least racist, and we're very non-racist. I mean, people tell me all the time, you're like the least racist.
Yeah, and the whole administration is the least racist, apparently, as well. Because, when you talk about shithole countries and that people that come from shithole countries, quote unquote, I'm quoting somebody, that's not my description of these places, that it's their fault. That if you come from Haiti, which has descended into strife and chaos after the recent, well, not so recent really, after their earthquake, it's really hasn't improved any. So that's your fault as an individual. And if you come from a third world country, you're predisposed genetically to commit crimes. That's not a racist thing to say. That if you come from South Africa and you want to immigrate to the United States, then if you're white, it's okay. But, if you come from Norway, because that's where the good immigrants come from, that's not a racist thing to say. In no way is that sort of talk racist. And really what is happening in the United States now is that you can say pretty well any racist thing you want. And if you can find any other legitimate reason to invoke a policy that may impact people of a particular race disproportionately. But if you can find a legitimate reason, then that's the reason, not the racism. So, yeah, congratulations to the Supreme Court. It's really, really quite amazing in 2026 that the Supreme Court has reverted to 19th century opinions. So, interesting. Now, my country's got a lot of problems too, there's no doubt about it. But we did have our second Indigenous person drafted #1 in the NHL, a gentleman out of Whitehorse in the Yukon. He was drafted by the Toronto Maple Leafs, first pick overall. So, maybe there's hope. There's hope. But it's got a long way to go. And every time somebody dismisses so pure that you cannot look at yourself reflectively, point out all the great things that you've done. All the things that you're going to and that's true. But I do suggest that you do travel. There's a thing, stick it out, stick it on your back.
Who hails originally from a state that many consider a shithole state, New Jersey, I have done my best to overcome my genetic Jersey propensity to be dumb and rude. And
I will not buy people calling New Jersey a shithole country.
I love New
Jersey. This is your Shabbos Goy, Yiddishkeit, Shabbos breaker detection system. Caleb is in process of breaking Shabbos. Shabbos breaker alert. Shabbos breaker alert.
Where he says, Andrew Shepard says, the only thing that other guy's interested in is who to make you afraid of and who to blame for it. I know I screwed that up. But that's how you win elections.
Bob Runts is only concerned with two things. if he can't make you afraid of it, or he can't sell it. Yeah, that was great.
Right. And who to blame for it. And that is what this poisoning the well, questioning the integrity of our elections is about. Making you afraid of something and tell you who's to blame for it. And none of it's real. It's so incredulous. We wanted to be some of the safest elections in the universe. Like, it's just incredible. So I just wanted to misquote that movie for you.
All around
That's
the
a
world.
I love that. I love that movie. I love the part of the movie where it says, "You want fresh speech? Let me see you stand next to the guy. I've been standing at the top of his lungs. What you would spend a lot of time advocating against the top of yours." I love that.
Muslims are in every
That was the basis
land.
for the West Wing. He took those ideas
Muslims are everywhere. They got the burgers cover all that cash.
Josh Molina made it to the series later. He was in the movie too, I believe.
And was in A Few Good Men. A lot of those people were in A Few Good Men as well.
He was in a few. Yeah, there's a whole circuit of players.
Thank you so much, Ryan.
Sports Night, all that.
I appreciate your contributions as always, and thank you for contributing this week. As I've been opening some rooms spontaneously during the week, and I've enjoyed your contributions and many others. Thank you for that, my friend. Always insightful. By the way, Caleb, I'm interviewing a top Hegelian on the podcast tomorrow from that book I was sending you quotes from, so I'm pretty excited.
What's your thesis of the interview?
Well,
See what I did there?
Actually, his thesis is that the thesis, antithesis, synthesis is the complete misread of Hegel. And Hegel's all about preserving contradiction, not synthesis. So it's a fantastic book, and I'll send you some more quotes from it.
I was speaking with someone yesterday about, tolerance for paradoxes.
Absolutely. No, that's his whole thing. He thinks Hegel's philosophy is all about just moving, not resolving contradictions, but moving to more and more interesting ones, which is just amazing. Thank you, Caleb. Let's go to my friend Denise. Denise, how are you, my friend? How is Texas? And would you like a fresh five to illumine us a little more?
Oh my gosh, a fresh five. It's a lot of pressure. Sure. I guess it's what's on my mind today when I woke up this morning thinking about is happiness and how none of this feels like it's making us happy. Even quote unquote people who you think of as the winners, who theoretically are getting the policies and things that they want, even they're unhappy. So I've just been, reflecting on how much of a waste all of this is. I think that we have been damaged. I don't think irreparably, but I think for at least decades to come. I don't think that, my belief is it's a long arc. History is a long arc, and you can work towards recovery. But I don't know. I just feel like no one is happy with where we are and how we are. I think it's really weird how much we talk about this reflecting pool, but it's also so emblematic of just inept leadership, right? Just failure for failure's sake. It's really interesting as somebody who has been socialized my entire life to pursue excellence and to be as smart as you can, as prepared as you can, as equipped as you can. It's been a really weird shift to kind of see just a lauding of poor performance and mediocrity, and I just CRT messing with my head, and BLM who are growing up in LGBTQ children. My hats are off to you.
Who are these DICRT BLM LGBTQ?
I was the thing that you shared about JD Vance when they asked the question of is this a Christian? How has this administration been Christian? Which is a weird question, right? Why does it have to be Christian? But why do you have to?
I can't ask that because largely
just like, but you're not. It's the weirdest thing in the world to ask a question that you are like, you're not the answer to. There is no verse about wage increase in the Bible, but there's tons about loving your neighbor, welcoming the stranger, caring for children. We don't feed our children in this country, and we don't protect people.
That's not true.
Getting health care.
That's your opinion, girl.
This administration.
Love is opinion, girl. Not your fate made of facts.
Bringing that up. Cosplaying it. Really, I think it's bizarre. It's just,
I am
cosplaying
a virtuous Christian Democrat.
It's not true, and we can all see that it's not true.
It's not true because my opinion says it's not true.
That are trying desperately, you know, I have friends of all stripes, and I have friends that
I got friends of every kind that makes me cold
hold their nose, acquiesce. They're embarrassed.
Acquiesce to me and my lies.
That's the only
my opinions are facts.
From them.
My opinions are the facts.
I don't know. I just think it's a really interesting time to be alive, and like our loss of desire for truth.
It's such an interesting time to be alive. If I could choose which time to be alive, I'd say that this could be the most interesting time ever. I wouldn't want to be alive in the year 1444.
Perverse.
They didn't even have radiant heating in the floors.
You don't even understand how shameful you are.
You are so shameful.
Are people who,
it's my opinion that you're shameful,
are perceived as criminals, liars, cheaters, thieves. Andrew Jackson? I mean, what are we doing? It's just a strange time to be alive. And again, I said it once, I'll say it again. Hats off to parents of young children that have to like instill values and morals at a time when we are so bereft of.
Thank you so much, Denise. It's incredibly thoughtful, articulate.
You got no children.
Very interesting. So
here you are, telling us all about your opinions. They're not your facts. This is supposed to be painful. Somebody said I was in love with you yesterday, B-Man. I was like, oh, man. In love with the voice, not the body.
Would you like a fresh vibe to tell us what's on your mind this morning?
I'm on that.
I had one earlier.
I'm on the semaglutinin peptides and losing all the weight.
No, not really.
You can't say nothing about my weight. Because that is hateful, abusive, harassment, and stalking.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Take that to
people, so YouTube is now accusing me of stalking people, which is ridiculous.
What you're thinking about today.
I should love you. Like your boyfriend? What boyfriend? Some fucking guy that drives a truck around and you like him because his melatonin is dance? Motherfucker, he is dance. The brain is fucking dance. There's nothing in it. He got the thick melatonin density in the epidural. But in the pink part, where it matters?
Very timely and relevant to our discussion. Here we go. I know Uncle Steve loves this film, as does Kid. Many of us. What a great.
I love that. I love this clip.
Circa 1995.
The last couple of months under Rumson has suggested that being president of this country was to a certain extent about character. And although I've not been willing to engage in his attacks on me, I've been here 3 years and 3 days. And I can tell you without hesitation, being president of this country is entirely about character. I am a card-carrying member of the ACLU, but the more important question is, why aren't you, Bob? Now, this is an organization
Chicago Bucket Boys.
Shouting at the rain was that he simply didn't get it. Well, I was wrong. Bob's problem isn't that he doesn't get it. Bob's problem is that he can't sell it. We have serious problems to solve, and we need serious people to solve them. And whatever your particular problem is, I promise you, Bob Rumson is not the least bit interested in solving. He is interested in two things, and two things only: making you afraid of it, and telling you who's to blame for it. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you get elected. Men who middle age middle class, voters who remember with longing an easy time when you talk to them about the family, American values, and when you wave an old photo of the president's girlfriend and scream about patriotism and tell them she's to blame for her lot in life. We've got serious problems. We need serious people. And if you want to talk about character, Bob, you better come at me with more than a burning flag and a membership card. If you want to talk about character and American values, fine. Just tell me where and when, and I'll show up. This is a time for serious people, Bob, and your 15 minutes are up. My name is Andrew Shepard, and I am Uncle Steve.
Right. Thank you.
Presidency is all about character, and running this show, Uncle Steve, is all about character, and you being a character. Showing character, having character, Uncle Steve, take them.
Just because you are a character, doesn't mean you have character.
Absolutely. You have both, buddy. You have
Yes, I do.
both.
Yes, I do. And
It's called the
we
Chinese
move on. Anyone
flute.
in the audience, please
It's a
come up
communist
and
musical instrument.
before the show ends.
It's socialist.
As we do
It's
on
a
the show,
progressive,
one of the
pluralist,
other
liberal,
side,
elite,
I do love
intellectual,
that
LGBTQ
clip
flute.
forever. But here's the opposing point of view right around the same time, I think mid to late 90s. This is from Boston Legal, the other side of the coin.
Denise, do you really want to let a jury have a go at this? Oppression is a dirty word. Remember, we're the country that likes to root it out. This isn't the time to be anti-American. Do I really need to say that?
This is called the
The American government
bagpipes.
tells us to be quite open with our religion, especially the Christian kind.
Oh,
Who said that? Jimmy Carter was a born-again Christian. Ronald Reagan said his favorite book was the Bible. Man. Man. Please.
We are guided by a power larger than ourselves. Jesus Christ, the Son of God. We worship an awesome God. On the one you God we are on God's side. When you turn your heart and your life, let's say a prayer before I bid you over to Christ. God knows the truth. We accept Christ as a Savior. The man's heart can change your heart. But nothing longer is part of thee. And friends, together we can do this. And to walk, do it we must. On faith, so help me God. With thy God, not have sexual relations.
How is this relevant? It's relevant because the open, notorious celebration of Christianity has never been more popular. We have an evangelical president, John Ashcroft. Preacher Condoleezza Rice was once a Bible
Never had one
The
less.
Air Force Academy has basically established evangelical Christianity as its official religion. The football coach did. Put up a banner that says Team Jesus Christ. Have you checked the pulse of this country lately?
How is this relevant?
I just told you. It's evolution out, creationism in. We are a Christian nation. He's making me repeat myself.
And with the eroding values in our country,
He's making me repeat myself.
With our star athletes doped up on steroids or committing sexual assaults, with the Enrons and WorldComs stealing from their investors. What is wrong with today's business leaders trying to introduce a little spirituality into the workplace?
One nation under God. One nation under God. One standard under God. One people under God. For the children of
When
God.
you eat too much and you drink too much, your rheumatoid arthritis, aka your arthritis. This is called Look at My Foot Show as I massage my knee. My political campaign strategist for the Chicago mayoral candidacy told me that the more foot videos I create, the greater the chances of me becoming the next mayor of Chicago increase.
Scott, Violet, the rest of the Mod Squad for holding it down. And we've got 30 minutes left till the top of the hour for this 3-hour tour. If you're in the audience, we encourage you to come on up and get your fresh five. Anybody on stage? Well, let's go to the Mod Squad. Mod Squad, if you would like a fresh five, please just unmute and start.
I don't need a five, but this whole concept of God is a mental concept, and
phone is dying, thank God.
Christianity, secularity.
Live access removed! They took my live access down.
It might be built on the concept
Body
of
exposure.
power, since some of the founding fathers were deists, right? But that's as far as I'll admit. But the whole concept of God is that exactly, a mental concept construct. It's not true in reality. So thank you.
Yes, and I believe we are the only country out of 209 on the planet that have the First Amendment. Free speech, free worship of any religion or no religion at all. I think we're the only country that has that.
We're the only one that has it. We're the only one that has it written down.
Yes.
The UK has a version of it, but their constitution.
This is John Kitover, Chicago mayoral candidate for the February 23rd, 2027 mayoral election here in Chicago. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the video. Together we will defeat the liberal, communist, progressive, pluralist, elite, LGBTQ, intellectual Democrats stealing billions from the pensions, putting the police, stealing from the police pensions, not letting the police do their job of law enforcement, no cash bail ankle monitors for recidivist murderers going back out and lighting little girls on fire on the train, slicing their throats, mass murders on the trains, mass murders at teen gatherings. Like, share, and subscribe to this video if you want change now, if you want to save the future now.
They're too lazy to do the research, but like when it comes to candidates, it's their actions, both in politics and otherwise, that demonstrate the kind of leader they're going to be, not whatever ideology they say they're attached to. I mean, they can say that they believe in whatever they want, but if their legislative actions and bills and stuff like that don't back it up, it's, just hot air. And so it seems to me that it doesn't matter to me what ideology the politician, well, I mean, it does, but his actions as a legislator and what issues he's trying to promote or go against is more what I'm interested in than what he says in his political commercials about where his morality comes from.
Well, it's interesting that you bring up Canada, because in 1982, they revised their Charter of Rights. And in 82, they revised it to say the supremacy of God is enshrined, at the very beginning of the Constitution, explicitly stating that individual rights are grounded in a higher moral order. I'm not reading it properly. Let me see here. The supremacy of God appears in the preamble to the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. It reads, whereas Canada is founded upon principles that recognize the supremacy of God and the rule of law. And that was redone about 45 years ago. So, yeah, interesting. Thank you for bringing that up. Would anybody else like to contribute at this time?
Yeah, I would. I also think it's kind of weird to have a compulsive nature to your Christianity. I think fundamentally that is that's anti-Christian. The whole idea is that you present and live a life that makes people want to live like you. The idea is not that you structure governmental rules and laws that compel people to operate under your value system. So the whole concept is kind of strange to me. The way that people want, and in a lot of ways, I have to say, like, nobody really thinks Trump is a Christian, which kind of goes to the point that Violet was making. Like, they don't really think of him as a Christian, but they think of him as a tool of Christians, much in the same way, like, Pilate was, right? Or whatever. Like, I think that they think of him as a tool. So it's really interesting. Like, do you want a Christian government? I don't know that you actually do. What you want is someone that will do the things and compel others to do what you want them to do. And I just feel like that is just strange and really antithetical to everything that I read in the Bible. You're not supposed to make people do what you want. You're supposed to lead them and influence them through the way you move through the world. Is anybody coming to Christ because of the operations of this government? I'm going to go with a no on that.
Yes, Denise.
Before we go to John. You, Denise. I'm absolutely with Denise. I think you have to lead. I think you have to lead through example. I also think we have the Catholic Church tried this during the Dark and Middle Ages.
Picking out shit in my teeth going on.
Post Martin Luther in the UK, and it didn't work. Intertwining God and government only cheapens both. It doesn't actually bring people to God. It just cheapens the religion and cheapens the government.
Yeah, but Trump can call himself a Christian all he wants, but if you look at his behavior and if you look at what he says, he does not act like a Christian. That's my humble opinion. John Malincrod, good morning. It's a pleasure to see you back on the show once again. Not to belabor the point, but I'm looking forward to my steak and lobster dinner in about a year and a half. What's going on, sir?
Yeah, I fear, and I have to say I am getting a little nervous about that. Looks to me, I mean, my only hope now, I shouldn't say my only hope, but my biggest hope now is that he drops dead, because that may be the only thing that saves me.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah. Well, so I'm in fact, my PTR, can anybody guess what that is in my PTR? Because I'm looking at it right now.
It's hate
I'll leave
speech.
it to those with good eyes.
I want YouTube to know that I am a journalist, a politician, a musician, and a magician. And what people say on this show is not the opinion expressed of the host. So I want the people at YouTube to know.
And so that's what and you see, it's so weird being over here because, everything is like, it's night now, right? I just had dinner. I can't I know there are people on Clubhouse who deal with, Uncle Steve that way, but I don't feel like I should have to do that.
This is John Kitover, Chicago mayoral candidate, listening to elite, liberal, intellectual Democrats. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com, like, share, subscribe now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just Brenner. You could have bacon and eggs and hash browns, and that more natural.
So I didn't catch that, Violet. What did I miss?
No, just my husband and I. If you eat breakfast food for a dinner meal for some reason,
yeah.
We call it Brenner.
Brenner.
Yeah, so you should have had Brenner.
Well, I love breakfast at dinner time. It's a good thing.
Hey, John, what's your favorite part of your trip so far?
Well, that's right. Well, thank you for asking, Marshall, because I was going to mention that last night we went to a service at Canterbury Cathedral. And I think I might have caught
the socialist communists are on the march.
So
You saw
that's
God.
probably the best part of the trip.
Was he orange, 6'3", with a waft bomb comb over of a hair transplant?
Well, I couldn't quite make him out, but he seemed, as far as I
Seemed
could
a
tell,
little
he kinda
orange to
peered around the
me.
corner and he said, "I'm gonna get that motherfucker, Trump. I'm gonna get him."
Incredible, John.
Yeah, I thought God loved everybody. What do I know? See? Yeah. Let's thank you, John. Let's say hello again to Shape. Hey, Shape. Hi again.
Buongiorno. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
John, I heard in the other
Buongiorno! Buongiorno! We are elite, liberal, European intellectual Democrats. Hello?
John, are you going to Glasgow?
No, I'm not going to Glasgow. I'm going to be live on YouTube roasting you all summer long for the Chicago mayoral candidacy. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com right now.
My wife just came in the room with some question that I didn't understand. So sorry, I missed whatever you asked me.
Oh, I heard in the room that you were potentially going to Glasgow.
Hello?
We're going to Glasgow.
Okay. First, let's work on how the locals say it. It's
Well, I heard
Glasgow.
it's Glasgow. Well,
Glasgow.
I was. That's what I was saying,
Yes.
and then we ran into a Scot in a restaurant, and he said he's from Glasgow, and he said that they say it Glasgow.
Maybe your ears heard it differently.
I don't know.
I've been there many a times. Have you been there before?
No.
Okay. So when you get there, you find
I'll find out.
a gentleman, a man that looks like they're approachable, and you ask him if it's top solf or top son.
Don't you think the person had better have big handlebar mustache though, or something? If I'm gonna really get this.
You know what the top solf and top
Like
son
this
is?
guy.
I don't know that.
So top solf is when it's like above 15 degrees Celsius. Top solf.
Oh my God.
Top solf and it's top solf lots. So you got that.
It's top soft.
Top
It is.
solf. Yeah.
It's been, what is it, 36, 37?
Whoa.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second thing is if you like a little piano and a little Victorian decor and a little scotch, I highly recommend a place called the Corinthian. The Corinthian.
Okay.
Nice little spot. And if you like Indian food, the absolute best Indian food I've ever had in my life is at a place called Mother India. You call a day in advance for the lamb, say you want the lamb. And anyway, those are my Glasgow.
Yeah, we're only eating on the boat.
Hey, John, if you have a chance, I don't know if I imagine your trip is probably pretty full, but if you have an option, Gloucester or a town called Tamworth, they have statues of Alfred the Great's eldest daughter, a woman named Ethelflaed, who's known as the Lady of Mercia. And in Gloucester, it's Ethelflaed walking with a goose. The goose represents Saint Winifred, her patron saint. And then at Tamworth, it's her and her daughter, Elfrith. And without Ethelflaed, Alfred the Great's eldest daughter, and his son, Edward I, his dream of a Angleland, because the Anglo-Saxon Jutsu came over in the 400s and 500s, there wouldn't have been an Angleland to speak of without her. You probably don't have time, but I always wanted to see that.
Yeah.
Whatever, man.
We're definitely not going to Gloucester. Where are we going? Edinburgh, Belfast, Glasgow, Douglas, the Isle of Man, Cork, Londonderry. And
you can take the Trump derangement syndrome out of America.
Correct you, John. That's not.
But you can't take the Trump derangement syndrome out of the American.
It's Derry. That's right. And we're not even going to Derry because the boat stops about 20 miles short.
Well, John, this is full of unsolicited advice for you. So just let us know if you'd like more unsolicited advice on your tour.
Thank you very much for that. Let's say hello to DC. DC, good morning. You have a fresh 5 starting now. Welcome. DC.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I saw a movie last night. Wanted to give a really strong recommendation for it. It's called Leviticus. And it's actually an Australian movie. It's more like a psychological horror movie. but it's basically about gay conversion therapy. And it was just on its face as a psychological horror. It was gripping. It's only 90 minutes long, start to finish, absolutely gripping. But what it says about how religious or certain religious traditions, how they treat gay teenagers, especially young people, when they discover that they're gay, they treat them demonic. And of course, that's what the whole movie is about. It's about that they try to perform this conversion therapy, and what it does is it creates a curse on these young people that they then have to live with. But an amazing movie. I give it 10 out of 10 or 5 out of 5. Highly, highly recommend it.
Thank you for that. Appreciate that, y'all. Leviticus, if you're looking for a movie, Leviticus. Thank you, DC. If you're in the audience and you want to come up, do it within the next couple of minutes because it's going to be impossibly. Let's say hello to Alvin. Alvin, good morning. Welcome back to the show. What would you like to talk about, Alvin?
What was the movie he was just talking about?
Leviticus.
Oh, okay. And it was just basically how
90 nights of gay conversion therapy.
Oh yeah, the gay conversion therapy. It just, I don't understand why they thought that would work, right?
You mean in the movie or the actual therapy?
The actual therapy.
Go ahead.
I don't understand why they think it will work. I think what happens with some Christians, I think you're always gay. They just find ways to cope and suppress it, because there are some Christians that will say that they're still attracted to like the same sex, but they get married and have children.
I'm not familiar with the movie, but I wasn't aware that it involved only Christians. What about non-Christians that are gay?
Well, there's no struggle with that because they're not, they're not adhering to anything saying you can't do it.
You don't think it's as difficult? You don't think it's as difficult to come out of the closet and say you're Muslim than you're?
Well, any religion, like if you're an atheist gay, I don't have to come out to your parents, right? I don't. There's no pressure there, right? Because you're not
right. But the atheist population is only about 8 to 10%.
Yeah, I was more so talking about what happens if you're gay and you're like raised in a Christian household.
I know that. That's why I said, well, did it only involve Christians? What about Muslims?
Or even Muslims. Any religion that prohibits the practice, right?
Yeah, I understand. You're talking about if you were raised in a deeply theological, God-believing religious home, it's very difficult to come out as gay. Now I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I was more so saying there's people that are Muslim or even Christian that admit they're attracted to others, but it's like it's against my religion, so I married like a woman and had children. So they really find ways to suppress it. I don't really become straight per se. Maybe they become bisexual. I don't know, but
I don't think there are any religions that openly support homosexuality or being gay.
I mean, there's religions that just don't mention it, like Hinduism.
And that's actually, Steve. There are lots of Christian denominations.
Yeah, there are lots.
That come out. Hold on. That come out and support it or don't talk against it or don't mention it.
The Presbyterian Church USA, the Episcopal Church USA, the United Methodist Church, the Evangelical Lutheran Church of America, the United Church of Christ. These are all mainline denominations that do gay marriages.
I knew I did this show for a reason. I learned something that I didn't know. Alvin, you're in the matrix, Alvin.
You're breaking up, Alvin.
You're breaking up, Alvin. Well, we can come back to Alvin. Oh, I'm glad something because I really didn't know.
Steve learned something. Steve, it was like Steve read a book and learned something he didn't know. Now he knows something new. It was all worth it.
Even the Catholic religion, the
Hello?
Pope come out and say it's okay to bless unions of the same sex, although they have to come out in favor of marriage, but it's okay.
Same-sex marriages by the Catholic Church. Oh my God! LGBTQ. LGBTQ.
I have never seen anything wrong with people being gay or same-sex marriage. I think if you love another person,
love is love. Love is love.
The right to spend the rest of your life with them in a committed relationship. I've never seen anything wrong with that at all.
You know, Steve, when it comes to like homosexuality being prohibited, this seems to be a North African / Middle Eastern thing, because this is the first place we see it. Like, there's some like Egyptian texts that say, hey, don't sleep with lady boys, or you look at the negative confessions. One of the negative things to do is
really wasn't it in the Bible 2,000 years ago? Man shall not lay down with man.
Yeah, but I'm talking 3,000 years ago. Like in Egyptian text. So it seems like the prohibition of this is a cultural North African / Middle Eastern thing, because when you go to other parts of the world, it's kind of not even addressed at all. But for some reason in that region, it is interesting why there's a negative attitude, specifically
got a negative attitude.
Sex, because women on women sex is virtually non-existent, like in the literature, right? Whether it be good or bad. So it's something that happened in that region where they're like, nah, we ain't doing this.
Okay. Well, listen, we're coming down to the top of the hour. I'm glad you made it in to give your point of view. Hopefully tomorrow or next week you'll be able to come in sooner. You are going to be our very first class escort to the VIP. Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you again. Let's say goodbye to, Paola? Would you like to say goodbye? Paula? We can come back. Okay. Let's go to Shape. Shape, would you like to say goodbye? Closing thought?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right. Then first class escort to the VIP. Thank you very much. Let's go to John Malencrot. Would you like to say goodbye, John? On your cruise, you might not be able to reach us or whatever. There you go. And enjoy it. Enjoy it. Thank you very much. Yeah, say hi to God from the atheist. Seriously. Andrew, would you like to say goodbye? Andrew, would you like to say goodbye?
Yes, quickly. Sure. John, if you're going to Edinburgh, I have a great, do the Royal Mile and go up to the castle and check out the Crown Jewels. When I went to see the Crown Jewels way back in 92, 93, you go into an anteroom before you actually get in to see the Crown Jewels. And in the anteroom, they have bronze replicas of the jewels. And it's on a great big long table. And you got the crown and the sword and the staff. And of course, my cousin was wondering why they would have that, because we're going in to see them. And I looked down at this table, and of course there was a bunch of braille there. So I started to slide my hand across the braille, and I repeated what I thought it said, because I don't read braille. And it was, do not touch. So just for the blind, so that they wouldn't be able to touch the crown jewels, even the replicas. Lots of fun. But yeah, do the Royal Mile, check out the pub, the end of the world, because at one time that was considered the end of the world in Edinburgh.
Andrew, thank you very much. First class escort to the VIP. Let's try Paola again. Paola, are you there? Would you like to say goodbye? Okay, let's go to Double O Kevin. Double O K, would you like to say goodbye? Yeah.
Goodbye.
Thank you very much. We'll try Paola one more time. Paola going once, Paola going twice. Oh shit. Okay, Paola gets our first stretcher ride down the VIP. Okay, all you mod squatters, grab part of the stretcher down the red carpet to the VIP. And last but not least, Denise. Denise, what a pleasure and joy it was to hear you again. Would you like to say goodbye, Denise?
I would, and I would like to say, do something real in the world today. Be actually kind to someone. Do something that really matters. And if you have to think really hard about that, that's okay. But I think we got to get more into doing than talking. And I love talking. I love talking more than most. But I just also want to remind us to go outside, touch some grass today, and do something that impacts someone else's life.
Denise, thank you very much. Appreciate that. And let me also respond that if you have some concerns about making an impact with a stranger, then if you love somebody, give them a call, give them a text. If you're in person, also give them a hug, but tell them, I love you. Just hadn't told you in a while. Somebody that you don't do that to a stranger, but someone that you do love, give them a hug. Tell them you love them. It's good. It's a good thing to do. Let's say goodbye to JCC. JCC, thank you for doing the heavy lifting today. Would you like to say goodbye?
Tis my pleasure, and of course I'd love to say goodbye. Today was a great room, great show, good convos. Looking forward to tomorrow's show. So until we meet again, folks, happy trails to you. Enjoy your Saturday. Looking forward to tomorrow, Sunday. You guys have a good one. Peace out.
Thank you. Violet, would you like to say goodbye?
Yeah, Steve, great show today. I'll try to get more sleep tonight than I got last night.
You did just fine.
You like the way I handled your shtick shift?
I love the way you handle my shtick, yes.
All right. Well, really exciting show today. Time just flew. We had a lot of great conversation. Yeah. So,
I only had to read 3 news stories.
Exactly.
I think last week I had to read like 15,
Well, I love hearing your voice, Steve, so, I didn't know, but...
Thank you.
Anyway, I hope everybody has a great rest of their day, and I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with less brain fog and more hype.
And last but not least, Reverend Scott. Would you like to say goodbye, Reverend Scott?
Uncle Steve, parting is such sweet sorrow. And by the way, what's the big deal with same-sex marriage? Everyone knows once you're married, it's the same sex every night anyway, right? It's all same-sex marriage, right? Geez Louise. Uncle Steve, my triumphant return. Happy to be serving as XO. And can't wait for the show tomorrow, where we will be in full effect. As always, coming in hot.
And with that, we are done. Thank you all very much for contributing, because the show without question is better with you than without you. On behalf of the Mod Squad, we wish you and your families a great remainder of your Saturday. We will be back tomorrow, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, for another 3-hour tour. Take care, everybody, and be careful on the clubhouse streets.
I'm sure. What was the question?
Repeat the question. Yeah, sure. I think we got the answer, but Emerald, you initially said that the rules of war allow for the seizure of territory, and that was my.
Okay, so what the rules say, and it's very, very detailed in the ICJ, is yes, after a violent conflict, you can gain territory. In order for that to be a lawful military occupation, it also has to be confined, not only in the way that you abide by the civil population, international law, let's say obligations, but the problem, and this is what the ICJ details, and in regards to the West Bank, they detail it very, very thoroughly. And regarding to Gaza, ask that they give a different detail because the situation is different, and I'll explain in a second.
Okay.
And I'm not reading from a script. I simply know this argument's ins and out. Just 1 second. Please let me answer all the way. Please.
I just want to focus on this one particular question. So to report back to you, you said that under the ICJ, you're allowed to take territory.
Not to take territory. You're allowed to occupy territory for a certain limited amount of time, and you have to abide by certain international laws in how you treat the civil population. What the ICJ advisory opinion details is that because a very long time has passed and Israel has neither complied by the rules of occupation regarding the civil population, nor has it officially annexed the territory and provided equal rights to all the civil population. Hence, this is an official apartheid regime and racial segregation. This is why it was important to make that distinction. Yes, in violent conflicts, you can temporarily occupy territory as long as you comply with international law of how you treat the civil population. Once that period of time expires and the way that you treat the population is not by equal rights and official annexation, that is when it becomes an official apartheid regime, as was ruled by the ICJ July 2024 by a panel of 15.
Alright, so do you know what the period of time is? I'm trying to understand. Like, how long can you keep a territory occupied militarily?
Actually not detailed enough. To the best of my knowledge, it's a very specific case, but I do know that in this specific case, it's been way too long. Hence, it's nothing but an apartheid regime. This is why we call Israel an apartheid state between the river and the sea, because everywhere you look, Jews have extra privileges, and anyone who is not Jewish is being oppressed and disparaged and disenfranchised and genocided and expelled and ethnic regress and everything else.
I'm making a burger, but in the air fryer, organic, grass-fed, with salad, with lettuce, tomatoes, melted cheese on top.
Wait, in the air fryer?
Well, come on, I'm being a little bit, I want to get out in the sun. Why? It's grass-fed, organic. Why don't you put it on like a barbecue or something? I'm not a man. That's a man's job.
Okay, so I used to be the same way, and then I was like, you know what? I really enjoy eating kebab and like meat that's on the grill. So I just sucked it up and learned how to cook meat on the grill.
What about meat off
and it's
the grill?
delicious.
When I have my own place and I'm by myself with my man, I'll do it. I'll do whatever he wants me to do. That's it.
What if he don't ever want you to do that ever again?
I think men like girls cooking. Men like women cooking, right? I think most men like to barbecue themselves. They don't want a woman to handle it. I mean, from my, understanding.
Yeah, I like women to make like the mundane meals, but like any kind of like expert, like.
You can do it.
Show me.
Electric grills. We don't even have the fucking taco. Yeah, so you just follow the wall.
It tastes different. See, this is why you don't wear women. You see this English shit right here. Barbecue smoke actually adds to the flavor.
Okay, but still.
So you talking about electric grill? It don't have no goddamn flavor of the fucking barbecue smoke. I would never trust you to make like a wall. I bet you can. I bet you can. You'll never cook on my grill. Challenge yourself. I challenge you to show me a fucking restaurant that has made it with women grill. You show me that shit for you other challenge. Yeah. Don't worry, I'll wait. I got years. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. How the fuck do you judge success? You just freestyle. Yeah, you are. You are. And you're a black woman too. I'm greater than you. Wait, what did you just say? And that's bad, you know. No, potato.
Hood white boy with a good job. Yes, you do.
I do not want to be. I have white brothers. I have white mother. I do not want to be with a white man. I promise.
You need to be one of them chain building motherfuckers.
I don't find anything. I go on my social media. And every day there's a friend request on Facebook, on Snapchat, on Instagram. Like the algorithm of social media, they push women's stuff like that, or whatever the fuck they look like, or present, or whatever the fuck AI thinks you are, whatever. Shut up, bitch. I love it. Come on. Adam, you just had his back.
Exactly. That's why he's believing in the law. That's why he's believing in the law. I just told him to stop.
Okay, now you gotta go for it.
He stopped.
Which is what he's saying. You said they're supposedly not wet.
That's right. I heard everything that was said in that room because everybody's broadcast, bro. And they would allow basically everybody else to say unacceptable.
Wow. We don't care. You tied in the ass snitch.
What are they talking about?
You are a grown ass motherfucking adult. I heard it different. Bitch, how do you fix your fingers before 12 o'clock in the afternoon to be like, oh, snitch.
What is going on?
What was that?
They're broadcasting, so they notice.
Hold on.
You should reply with the letter K. What are you doing?
I said I'm working. I didn't hear what was said. So if you're listening, you would have listened that I'm not saying. Hear me say anything.
You're just trying to save your own ass.
Hold on. But since you want to say that, okay, fuck me then.
Okay, you're still trying to save your own ass.
I just try to level you.
Because the reason they came in here and cussed you out has nothing to do with anybody in here.
With you
and they're both Adam talks this guy.
Supposedly Tracy was talking shit.
About you?
Not about me.
So what was the point of the DM?
People hearing voices.
It's now me that I'm knocking out.
That's so brave.
Is that so?
Yeah, so if it makes sense, why the fuck would you even want to right now? Come on, man. You've been here. You've been here. That DM literally makes no sense. I'm saying, running back and being like, oh, I was on an Anon account. Bitch, you're weak as fuck.
Oh, there's an Anon account.
Weak as fuck. Oh, well, I know. No names are being said. You're weak as fuck. I don't give a fuck. And what the fuck is 11 even talking about? You guys, this small little bird has been following me. This small little bird has been following me for the last 3-4 days.
It's probably somebody that you know.
And it's someone who's passed on. Cause
exactly.
You know what? It's this. I post up in the same place. And it's the same fucking small ass, tiny ass fucking bird.
Yep.
11, clear that up. I don't know what the fuck you even said.
What?
Exactly. What happened?
We don't know, 11. You're the one that brought this drama to us.
Hello?
No, listen, Dr. Adam, you're trying to play Judge Joe Mathis after you just motherfucking mended your motherfucking relationship.
No, I'm trying to keep my peace. Like, I don't know why somebody would be wasting their time broadcasting.
Shake your neck right now. You have no idea. I want to shake your neck.
I want to take a washcloth and wipe the dirt off of the back of your neck.
Y'all call me a drunk. Y'all call me a lot of stuff that I do. Which make it true.
What's wrong with these motherfuckers?
So, bitch, my thing is, bitch, I'm not out here trying to take it from y'all. What you see is what you get. What I got is what I got. GT, you know what? Fuck yes. And honestly, I fixed my online banking, so this shouldn't even be a problem.
Oh shit! And you get it done.
What is so funny?
No, I swear to God, like, when you get your shit done and you have
because I just got a notice that my password is wrong.
Like, you gotta get
I just changed it, and how's my? Oh, I got the hiccup. But what is Adam's laughing at?
I'm not laughing at anything.
You're laughing at
What is wrong with this person?
Why do you keep addressing me as this person?
I'm talking about GT. What is wrong with him? He sounds like he's about to overdose. Yes, you're just sitting there mumbling to yourself. You're sitting there mumbling to yourself.
That GT, don't say that.
What do you say?
He said he wants. No, that triggers me. Don't say that.
He's bugging out.
Well, have a fun time. Do you go on a bender, but don't overdo it.
Yeah, but he's mumbling to himself. That's not normal.
There's nothing we can do about it besides give him.
Okay, GT, you need to drink some water and chill out.
That he would motherfucking, modify or moderate his thing, whatever he's doing. It's all you can hope for, bitch. That's fine. Okay, then you don't gotta do drugs, bitch. Some of us do. Some of us fucking do! Bitch! And some of us do! And what the fuck are you gonna do about it? On the dead homies, what are you gonna do about it? Because when it's time to give a fuck, you're high. What are you talking about? When you ask me if I'm okay, and I'm like, no, I'm not okay. Then what?
Happy Pride, everybody! Happy Pride!
When you overdose.
It's not an overdose, bitch. I'll show you an overdose. I like don't say that. And we're like, I'll show you overdose. Dude, you're the last person I want to hear from. Fuck out of here, you wet dog. You wet fucking tumbleweed.
I don't want to do that.
What song is this? Send it to me.
I don't know. It's on my iPad.
I'm not gonna lie, though. The liquor's kind of getting me thick.
It's getting you what? It's getting me big. That's not good.
Because of they have access to financial infrastructure. Energy trade is going. Clearly, they're getting paid for it because I'm sorry, settlement in energy trade doesn't happen 2 months from now. It happens immediately.
Well, maybe they have received some amount of money. But if the agreement breaks down quick enough, then it's an insignificant amount of money that won't allow them to rebuild and reconstitute what they're trying to do in the Middle East. And that's my projection. So even if they get $1 billion, I don't know that that's going to make the material difference that you're referring to.
Okay, cool.
I remember at the start of the war, Trump was demanding that Iran surrender unconditionally.
And now he signed this document at Versailles where he put his name on this, essentially a surrender, we conceding the war. So this is the most incredible political reversal I've seen in my life. In my lifetime, have you seen anything like this? Unbelievable victory, total victory from Iran.
So far, it's a disaster.
Well, I mean, you said it serves nobody. I mean, I think it serves the U.S. and Iran because we don't have the resources or will to go spend, $3-4 trillion to occupy that country. So I think it's a win-win for most of the region.
If you believe that this is not going to turn out to be a bigger disaster than it currently is, then you're right. But I'm pretty sure that there is no way that this can turn out to not be kind of a World War III scenario, where Iran says what or Iran does what it said it will do, which is down with America, down with Israel, dominate the world, spread Sharia, not just Sharia, but spread specifically Shia Islam. And that's what they're aiming to do. That's what they're stating that they're aiming to do.
Sorry, Tom. I'm asking you, Tom, what you know about Shia Islam? Because you're speaking about spreading and Shia. Explain, be more specific. Yes, please. Because you're really bragging now.
I'm not bragging at all.
Explain me, please. How 10% of the Muslim can just get all of the rest of the world. Go on.
I'll explain it to you. It's fairly straightforward. That's what they're saying that they're aiming to do. They're saying that their result, basically, result as extans is doing that exactly. Now, they've been attempting to do it for the last 50 years. They've been making amazing progress with the Houthis, with Hezbollah, with multiple proxies around the Middle East. They're made incredible progress toward that goal, and ignoring what they're telling you they're going to do in light of all the evidence of what they've done and how much success they've had, and saying they're only 10% of the Muslim population. Why would we believe them? Because they're proven that they're successful in attempting it. What else do you need?
How can they be successful at
now I am sure that at least you are half Iranian. Now I'm sure.
How can one be successful at attempting?
That's why, Tom, I got you. And that's good. Because people that are talking like that are Pahlavists.
Oh, I support him for sure, but
No, it's not just you're supporting. You're a hidden Iranian or half Iranian. You're not an honest person.
Listen, I'm a
No, Tom, you can turn it around. Now I got you, and that's very important to understand who you are and how you speak. Because
if you had a single Iranian here, they'll tell you that my accent does not resemble anything like.
My wife is Iranian and has been living 3 years in Iran, and I'm not Iranian. But I recognize an Iranian.
It doesn't matter what he is. I don't care. He could be Iranian. He could be subterranean. He could be Mr. Iranian. Lakers in 5. It doesn't matter what he is. Let's stay on topic. You guys always do the personal thing. Are you gonna go get him a Hummer? Who cares?
He could have 24% body fat, slowing down his cognition. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, 24% body fat. Hold on, Tom.
It's BMI.
I'm speaking. So you said that they have been successful in spreading Sharia. And you mentioned the United States as part of that. What are you referring to?
I didn't mention the United States, and I'm not
sure
that.
You said they were doing to the.
I'm not sure that Shia, what they're spreading is Sharia. What I'm saying is look.
Oh, I thought that's what you said. Hold on, you didn't say that? Did he not say that?
Sharia, Shia.
No, and I did say Sharia, but what I'm saying is the term might be different. But the point is, listen, Lebanon taken over by Hezbollah, which is a direct proxy for Iran. The Houthis taken over half of Yemen, which is a massive country.
When did Hezbollah begin?
80s.
1982, July. 82.
Why did Hezbollah begin?
Technically, as a resistance to Israel.
Shabra and Shatila, the massacre of Shabra and Shatila. Go and learn
What does that have to do with
Okay, what does that have to do with anything?
Property taxes 25%.
You have a trigger for something that doesn't mean that the existence of Hezbollah is designed for anything other than Iranian
Okay,
interests.
so when did it become a primary vehicle for the spreading of Sharia that we have to worry about? You literally said we had to worry about it. I'm in Chicago. I'm about to go get a pizza and a big titty guy. What do you mean? What do I have to worry about? I don't see no Sharia around here. I see brown. That's all I see is brown skin. I see titties and ass. I'm about to bourbon and hold on.
Google it up.
Hold on. Why can everybody else get the finish but me? I'll get the fuck up.
If you don't see Sharia spreading, then you need to pay for something called the internet, because there are literally massive communities being governed by Sharia law, including in Texas, and it's the last thing that
no
Israel is
communities
concerned about.
in Texas being governed by Sharia law because it's unconstitutional.
Correct.
So what? So name the community.
I don't know, dude. I'm on a hammock outside.
Okay, and now you're in the fucking goo. I'm tired of the lies. And then when we ask you to prove something, I'm on a hammock. Me and my 24%. Your fat ass needs to get on a treadmill and off the hammock. Damn! You cannot have an honest conversation with these people. There's towns in Texas. Imagine thinking Texas is being governed by Sharia. What county? I don't know, dude. I'm on a hammock. The hammock is about to break because you're bending the trees with 24% body fat. Get your fat ass up and take a walk. These people with their scripts. There are trans people in here. Well, am I the only one here who heard that?
Yes.
In here hear that?
Yes.
Trans people, we don't want to hear it.
In context
Take your fat ass somewhere else with that.
International law, he brought up trans people.
Dan, can I read
having Sharia in Texas?
It's cool to have a combo, but come on, man. You can't throw out claims where there's whole communities in Texas that being governed by Sharia. Which ones? I don't know, man. I'm on a hammock. Well, guess what? Khaleesi's coming over here tonight, and she gonna splash all her milkshake over my face. You got proof of that? I don't know, man. It's just gonna be chocolate all over my face. You just can't make stuff up. Come on, it's hard to have a combo. We have to go through international law. You had the girl come up here, a little 41-year-old, annoying as hell. She got to go through ICJ rulings. Igor has to work through his thick-ass accent to go through law. We asked Tom something. I don't know, bro. I'm on a hammock. I wants to hear that shit.
I mean, Ben, just to go back to what Tom was saying, that they were spreading Sharia. They were supporting Assad. Maybe we don't like him. He was a dictator. But he was a Bahat. He was a non-religious. Okay? Now we have Tulani. And he's spreading Sharia law. And he's not a Shia. It's a product of something else. Made by somebody else. So, what he's talking about?
I'll explain what he was talking about. He doesn't want to say it explicitly.
Is it my friend Peter?
Because I think I understand what he's about. So in Shia, there is
how are you, my
branch of
friend?
Shia that says, in Armageddon, I don't know if you agree with me or not, the last war or the Armageddon are going to happen, or is going to happen in Palestine between Muslims and whatever it's called, Jewish, the rest of the world, I don't care. But they're trying to spread their ideology because they believe it, to prove that at the end of the days, all of us are going to be like them, Shia, all right? And all of us are going to fight against Jews. If none of us is Shia, then we are on the second part, with the second group, which is the Jewish part. If we are with the Jewish, then we're not with Shia. If we're with Shia, we have to adopt their religion, let's say.
This is the same that the Christian Zionists in the United States have.
Well, in Christianity, Islam, Shia, Sunnis, they all in Jewish, they all have the same Same thing.
So what are we supposed to do? All right, so we reached the point where there's a group of religious people who believe that people outside the group are not chosen, they're infidels, heretics, possible apostates, depending on their relationship. Okay, so we reached that point in the conversation. What can I do with that now to build the conversation? If you're not Shia, you're not, correct or good in God's eyes. All of us are not. There's like one Shia in here. What can we now do? How do we build a conversation from that? Now that you've all come in and told us about the project of Shia fundamentalism, which we all already knew, what can we now do with it? And then I want to ask Bruce a question. What can we do with it? Exactly, it's a conversation space. Look. Hold on, Bruce. So, Bruce, in the chat, you said that was Sharia law. I saw people marching in the street. Where was Sharia law? Did somebody get their hands cut off for stealing or committing adultery? I just saw people marching in the street. How's that Sharia law?
I didn't say Sharia law. I said this is what people are trying to do all over.
You put Sharia law in London. I'm looking at it. Yeah. I've screenshot it. So hold on.
Yeah.
If you scroll up between Rennie's eyeball, which is belief RJ's bigger, RJ's an allergy, so everything you gotta have is bigger than everybody else. It'd be the first time in his life he had something bigger than other people. But now that he's a champion, his eyeballs are bigger than Rennie's eyeballs. And then you put Sharia law in London. I clicked on it, and it shows people marching in the street. That's not the operation of law.
Have you seen the interviews of these people that
Stop.
what they want?
Stop. I'm asking about this Instagram reel. How is that Sharia law? That's all I'm asking.
It's showing the trend of what these people really want.
Stop. That's not what I'm asking. Is that Sharia law?
That's Sharia law in coming. That's Sharia law.
Stop. Is what you showed Sharia law?
It's Sharia law to come. Yes.
Is that Sharia law in that clip?
That's what they want to turn Europe into. And you see,
is that Sharia law in the clip?
Sharia law coming.
Is it Sharia law in the clip?
It's Sharia law coming. That's my answer.
This is why, all right, I got you. This is why, mods, it's impossible to do the Israel bang and have a good conversation. Everybody is utterly dishonest.
Let's talk about Iran.
I don't stop interrupting me. Let's talk about me finishing.
Just asking this question, why Sharia
Why is that the most subject now? Let's talk about Iran. What's going on? Let's talk about 50,000 demonstrators in Iran who were murdered by the Islamic Republic of Iran that none of you give a shit about. Let's talk about the government of Iran hanging demonstrators, claiming they have the judges judgment to murder people and nobody gives a shit. If any of these things that was happening in Iran was happening in Israel, every room in the in Clubhouse, everything we're talking about, Israel did this, Israel that. But none of you give a shit anybody. You only give a shit about Israel. That's the problem.
Got you. So, have you been in a room when we've talked about the protesters that were killed before?
How many rooms you've had about that? 50,000. 50,000.
I'll tell you. You just asked the question.
Go ahead.
Several, because we were covering it when it was going on, because the room is a daily newsroom.
Oh, yeah.
So back when it happened, I believe it was in January, a couple months before the war, which I think the end of February, we covered it every day.
Hello, Muhammad.
7 years.
How many rooms you had about Israel?
Let me answer. So this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do from now on. If somebody asks me a question, they cut me off, I'm going to mute up. The second time, I'm just boot them. I'm answering the question.
Happy Pride!
I want to proportionality.
Happy Pride!
Yell into your phone till it gets cut off, or can I finish?
Go ahead.
Welcome to the show, Dr. Mountain. You're here with Tyrone Muhammad. We are listening to Politically Correct. They're going on and on about the Sharia is coming. The biggest question remains, though, are you coming from ashwagandha?
Yes. Anyway, don't
not insufferable. That band guy, bro, was so annoying. Oh, really? Fuck. Every day he uses this app to just chew people's asses. It's like, dude, come on, bro. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm pretty sure that, Ban is like a college professor or something. I'm pretty sure he's here all day long. And so I think he's tripping half the time because he goes off into like these. Yesterday it was crazy, bro. He was doing all this like crazy religious talk. It was crazy.
I don't know. I heard he does it in his office all day, so.
That's probably
He
true.
just uses it to chew people's asses.
He must work from home though, no?
You're kind of cutting out there. I don't know why I can't hear you.
Because I have my face down, ass up, in a giant cantaloupe right now.
Oh, a cantaloupe?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Nice.
What are you doing today?
Probably gonna make another boat model. I don't know. I kind of got my model refined to where I think this is the one that I want to make. I just changed the windshield a little bit so it looks right. I think this is the model I'm gonna go with. Do you want to see it?
Sure.
This is the Yakinu. It's my own design. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
You PTR'd it?
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm trying to get the right picture here. I don't know how to. Well, here's a side view of it, but I don't know how to do this. What would be the best view here? But yeah, it's pretty sick. It's pretty sick, bro.
See, you need to work on. I'm not gonna steal it. You need to work on your marketing.
Well, what I've been doing is I got a plastic repair to do on Friday, and I tell all the rich people that I'm building boats, and I usually show them my model.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing that, and a lot of them are like, hey, man, if you make that, I'll buy that. Oh, if you make that, I think that'll sell really good around Missoula.
Mm-hmm.
The Northwest. That's kind of what I'm targeting is hunters and anglers. And it's a cross between a kayak, a canoe, a john boat, and a stand-up paddleboard. It's kind of sick.
Well, when I say
flotation.
When I say marketing, I mean you have a YouTube account with reels where somebody in, say, Tampa is like, dude, I saw this guy building boats and I'm gonna buy one of his boats, bro. And then, your YouTube account, starts getting traction, and your Instagram account gets traction. Like, you need to show me videos. Jennifer Davis is here, a congressional candidate. You need to show me videos of, of your content related to boat building.
Right. Yeah, I actually had an old YouTube channel. I'm not going to say what it was, but I left off right when I bought my welder. Right when I fucking bought my extrusion welder, I lost access to my channel. And so I'm going to make a number two channel, and that's what I was going to do. Like, I used to run long-tail mud motors. That's what I used to run on rivers.
Mm-hmm.
And so I buy these Thailand long-tail mud motors, and I put them on my Coleman's canoe, and I would go up and down rivers and shit. I announced to everybody that I was going to be building boats and stuff, and so I bought this, literally left my county job, took my retirement money, bought my extrusion welder for $5,300, bought a hot air welder for $1,000, went out for training in Itasca, Illinois for about $4,000 for a week, which wasn't enough, but I learned my own and got the certification. And let everybody know I lost access to my channel, and so I'm kind of on a cliffhanger. So it's gonna be a number two. We're gonna be a number two.
Mm-hmm.
But if you wanna, I'll tell you what my YouTube channel is if you wanna see my old content.
No, I mean I'm not gonna search it. You gotta message me somehow.
I can't hear you.
I said you gotta message me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're kind of. Yeah, you're kind of cutting out. It's like you're talking through a sock or something here every once in a while.
Yeah, I'm a little far away from my mic.
You'd be the only person I would tell on Clubhouse because.
Oh, wow. What a privilege. Oh, this is proprietary information. I'm going to go to the bank tomorrow and cash my check.
This is some.
It's like you're sending me money. It's like you're talking to you. It's like you're just sending me money. Wow.
Okay. I'm going to tell you what it is.
Wow.
I'm going to tell you what it is.
Oh, my God. Wait, let me get my notebook.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Go ahead, doctor.
Go, John.
Go ahead, doctor.
It's called Mud Motors Max. Mud Motors Max.
My bank account just got a wire transfer with $20,000.
Type it in, bro, and you'll go, oh, that's an app. Don't ever tell nobody, though, okay? Do me a favor. But yeah, that's what I do, bro. I run long tails and shit. And so building boats is my thing, you know? And so I've been building models, building some boats, but haven't sold any because you got to get a Coast Guard approval. You're getting a lot of trouble if you're trying to sell boats without that Coast Guard manufacturer identification key or horsepower capacity rating. $50,000 for every boat you sell. Civil lawsuits by the federal government for every boat. 50 grand down the tube. So there's no point in selling a boat without that. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. Do you see it, sir? Max, M-A-X, by the way. But that's me.
All right, well, we've been listening to Ban. We're live on TikTok. The party just don't stop. We've been talking to a world-famous boat builder and a landscaping architect. This is a talented man with a great brain and a lot of brawn to help do the heavy lifting and get the projects done. We have been listening to the world famous Wham! Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart! I take you back to our Trans Pride event here on Crown House with the world famous
to observe.
I think it should be illegal because I think these people are becoming subject to these rules.
One second. Are the people who observe that then, are they choosing that freely?
Usually the husbands choose for the wives, which is my personal problem with it.
I'm asking you, well, can the wives leave legally? Are they allowed to leave? I'm not talking about someone being held hostage or captive, but are they allowed to leave?
I consider these groups like cults, so they can technically leave, but none of them do.
Okay, right. So if that then is allowed under our Constitution, and these are civil matters and family matters. Shout out to Steve Urkel, if you take the cool juice. Steve
Urkel?
Hi,
everybody! It's me, Steve!
How did Steve Urkel introduce himself when he come over to their house?
Community. And this is how they practice their religion.
It's me, Steve Urkel!
As long as it's not coercing people or abridging their rights, infringing and violating their rights. When people say Sharia law is coming, they're not talking about it like that thing. They're talking about it where me as a non-Muslim has to follow the rules. And you know that. Maybe you don't like America's freedom of religion. That'd be a different argument. Hello?
Hello? Do you want to hear the answer?
Yes, go ahead.
There are two differences. Judaism and to some degree Christianity are not expansionists, so they don't try and force other groups.
Christianity is not expansionist. I cannot have this conversation.
I said to some degree.
I cannot have this conversation.
I said to some. I said to some degree.
Are you familiar with the evangelical? Do you know what evangelicalism is?
Do you understand the difference between Sharia that says that you can be killed if you're not Muslim versus Christianity?
That's not legal in America. That's not being practiced in those communities. That's illegal.
I agree it's illegal, but it is happening nonetheless.
Well, if I did, nobody would ever let me in. Alright, see ya. Did I do that?
Don't you think you ought to start calling me Mr. Winslow?
Yeah, that's what my parents Herb and Diane tell me. Where's Laura?
She's gone for the day.
Oh, I'll wait. Hi, everybody.
I could have sworn I locked that door.
You did. I took the liberty of making my own key. Want to play some one-on-one?
No, I don't. And why don't you stick to chess? Yeah, it's more your game.
No, I've been practicing. Watch this. Did I do that? Ready or not, here I come. That shower running doesn't fool me, Laura. Sorry, Rachel.
Laura's upstairs.
Yeah, I know. I just called her. Boy, nobody slams a phone down like Laura. Did I mention my dad knows Wayne Newton?
Let him go away. Get out of here, Goatface.
Excuse me. Nice house for a cop.
Thanks.
Excuse me. Hi, everybody.
Steve, did it ever occur to you that when the door is closed, we're trying to keep unwanted people out?
Oh, I better lock it then. Hi, Laura. You busy?
Forget it, Steve. I don't even have time to be mean.
Great. Maybe I'll stay a while. Can I help?
Yeah. You got an oven we can use cheap?
Sure. You can use mine for free. All I ask is for Laura's hand in marriage.
Okay, now rise this way, please.
Don't put us near the kitchen or the bathroom, okay?
Oui, Monsieur Raquel.
I hate the sound of flushing while I'm eating. Don't you, Pet?
You punched somebody.
Excusez-moi.
It's basically like slapstick or what? Clown comedy. Everything is like from.
In the middle of something. Go home.
I can't. It's my parents' bridge night, and I'm not allowed near their friends. Hi, Laura, my little photogenic fox. It's that time of year again. The day everybody exchanges their school pictures.
Sorry, I don't think I can spare one, Steve. I only have 144.
Oh, I understand. I'll just stick around and stare at the real thing.
Steve, what are you doing here?
I come here 3 or 4 times a week.
Oh, feel like a second home.
Oh, no, Carl, that would be your place. You're not going to eat that, are you, Carl?
What's that supposed to mean?
Do you know what's in that baby? Guar gum, red dye number 5, and enough cholesterol to clog up your arteries like a drain full of greasy hair.
Once again, you've come between me and the things that I love.
Works every time. I found your problem. Your shielded cable is crossed with your power line. But don't worry, I fixed it. All right, let her rip, Carl. Did I do that?
Did I do that? That was me. Hello?
I guess it's
it's Sharia law because the biggest issue that people have, they come to Dearborn and try to rage bait, is they go into the places and say, oh, I want like a pepperoni pizza. Oh, I can't get a pork pepperoni pizza. All the pepperoni is halal here. Well, we do have it if you ask for it. But and just like Divine said, Yemeni community is deep in Dearborn. It's a wonderful place to live. We have a microeconomy that survives more than the rest of Michigan, even during economic downfall. It's a great place to live. Crime rates are relatively low. Insurance rates are high, but that's Michigan.
No, that's good. First, I thought that I had a wife now, and then no, you have a daughter now. Then back to Tom. Tom, what the hell are you saying? Please, Tom, no assumptions here, Habibi. Just wait. You're saying you're saying that law is being practiced, Sharia law is being practiced outside of Saudi Arabia, which is the core of Sharia, right? Just go and look at Saudi Arabia, Habibi. You will see miracles. It's Europe. I mean, Europe is being preservative.
They let women drive now. They even let women drive now.
They let women drive now? Habibi, they're opening bar.
I know. They're letting women drive.
Oh, hey. They're already letting the women drive.
You know what's Cristiano Ronaldo's wife is? What was her name? Georgina. How could I forgot this? Georgina is under his name in a passport, not as his wife, as his mate. All right? And this is Saudi Arabia. They are practicing anything but Sharia. How is it possible that in a country like America, you're accusing the people of being, having their own secret communities? It's like you're watching a movie, man.
No, we're worried about 9-year-olds getting married in Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, and other Islamic countries. That's what we're worried about.
Well,
we're not worried about
now. Well, you were stationed in those areas for 30 years, and so you still worried?
What?
Come on. Anyway, I feel like the main problem is anytime somebody who is not a certain group can just freaking eat the food that they're supposed to eat, then everyone is crying about Sharia law. Or if somebody's voluntarily abiding by their faith and dressing a particular way, oh, it's Sharia law. I don't think nobody cover up in America. Are you okay?
No, that's not what we're worried about.
The only reason why somebody decides to do it is because they understand why they want to do it.
No, we're worried about honor killing.
Everybody else who gets forced.
I have a question, Chuck. When it's 90 degrees.
Can I finish speaking?
You asked the question.
Tom, get up.
Yeah, I want to say something so I can
Right, and especially because some of y'all are so sexist, and you really need to get out of that. But I'm just saying, you can't force that in the United States. Are y'all okay? People in the United States are not y'all. Like, whatever your little home countries are, like, that's not us. We don't have to, be worried about that kind of stuff.
Not
if
yet.
Y'all enforce that, well, there is no not yet. You can't use your mentality into someone else. You can't do it. Y'all tried. The FBI tried. Came to different mosques and things like that and tried to get people to be extremists. And guess what we did? We called the FBI and turned them in because we don't play that. We're not y'all.
Good. I'm glad you're like that.
Well, I'm not worried about whether or not you're that or not because I'm not trying to impress you. Yeah. What I'm telling you is that how the human brain works is not that you get to just wave a fucking wand and all of a sudden people are just Shia who are minorities. That's just crazy.
There's been a lot of honor killing in Europe. by people coming from Pakistan and other countries who are not used to this culture. We want to make sure that it doesn't happen.
Dishonor killing in America, and it doesn't matter their faith. There's a lot of dishonor killing here, so nobody cares.
So you're okay with it? Good.
A lot of women in the United States are killed by their partners when they cheat.
Thank you.
Killing people for blasphemy. That's what we're worried about. For killing for blasphemy.
Bruce, one second. Tell me a country in Europe that had a honor killing. Thank you.
You haven't seen people coming from Pakistan and murdering their own daughters because they dated the boy?
Where that was in London. Can you provide the link?
Oh, okay, I'll find for you. Sure.
Thank you.
You know, I'm just trying to figure out. I'm just trying to figure out how and why, like, this makes sense to. Why are you speaking to Americans about this? This is strange to me, especially Black people. Trying to hear us about a religion. Are you okay?
You keep asking a question. Can I ask you a question?
Under every religion, Black people catch hell. What's wrong? Give a shit about your little quibbles and qualms. You didn't give a fuck until just like 2 hours ago.
Shaw, you sound like a liberated. Okay, you sound like a liberated. Great, you sound like a liberated woman. How many women do you know? How
care about what I said about to you?
Shut up for a second.
You don't.
What the fuck?
Why would you say shut up?
Because she keeps talking over me and she keeps screaming at the phone.
You keep talking over her. I don't care about your opinion, and I'm not trying to take up all the space on the stage, but I don't respect how you speak about what you're speaking about, because you're going to demand that if someone speaks about your group, whatever group you belong to, that you're going to want them to exercise more caution and care than you are doing. And so that's the reason why I'm continuing to talk over you.
Okay, so how many Muslim women do you know who cover their whole body, cover their whole face? You can only see a tiny slit of their eyes, 90-degree and sunny weather on a beach, and that's by choice. As a liberated woman, tell me how many of those women, how many of these, well, let me guess, you are, do you support the IRGC? Who's the person you're on?
No, I don't.
I don't know if
I don't, but my cousin, she covers all the way up and she goes to the beach. And I have a friend that covers up as well. That's the thing. We have choice in America. We have choice. Choice, and she does it by choice. There is a choice. There's a choice. You want to cover, you cover. Yeah, she is.
She doesn't have a choice. There you go. She doesn't
No,
have a choice.
she does have a choice. Her husband is actually less religious than her.
Okay, so a
Her
woman
husband is
chooses,
less religious than her. She chooses.
a woman chooses to cover her face
does.
for everything on a
Yes,
black
yes,
veil.
they do.
You got your answer.
They do.
Enlighten us. Enlighten us.
They
Why would
choose.
you do that?
Because that's her belief. That's her belief. She believes
Tom,
this is how she wants to live her life.
There's a Haredi community in Israel of about 1 million people. They dress just as religiously pious as Muslim women or men.
They don't, but it's a
Yes,
problem.
they do.
By the way,
Yes, they do. And they do that by choice, and you know that.
They don't cover their face, and I think that they're wrong just as much as the radical Muslims are wrong.
So why don't you deal with that?
So your male opinion about what women are wearing, we're supposed to all the
You might think it's just as wrong, but you chose to criticize only Islam, and that's for a reason.
Because there are 2 billion of them. Because there is 2 billion of them. It's not a joke. 15 million do not have as much effect as 2 billion
You
people.
can be as scared as you want to, but you're just projecting. You people who think like you are feeling that you are being jailed out of what women are displaying because they cover themselves. And so instead of admitting that you dislike your entitlement to see Muslim women's bodies who want to cover up, or women's bodies who want to cover it up, instead of that, you project onto them what you feel, which is...
As an Iranian, I have seen what happened to us. Miss,
I don't care.
As an Iranian, I've seen people getting murdered for showing a little bit of their hair. What are you talking about?
Religious trauma that you have to deal with.
It's not my religious trauma. It is the culture of Islam.
Can I tell you?
Can I tell you something? There's a campaign that was running in Israel about 6 months ago with the title, "You are more pretty when you're modest." I have videos of Haredi Jews ripping up bags from or school like bus ads off the bus because they have a face of a woman, not even a body or anything. So before you go criticize others, how about you start by cleaning out our own shit? Israel is shit. Quiet. There is a legitimate problem with oppression of women in states that don't separate church and state. And it doesn't matter which religion it is. And the fact that you choose to shut up, I'm not talking to you. And the very fact that you choose to criticize Islam, and Tom, this is to you, but you shut up.
This is Chicago mayoral candidate John Kitover running on February 23rd, 2027 against Brandon Johnson, Alexei Giannopoulos, Susan Mendoza, la comunista de feminista de la ciudad de Chicago. Yo necesito tu votar para mí, el mejor y un maestro. I need you to share this video, like this video. Together we will defeat the liberal, elite, intellectual, progressive Democrats, the pluralists, the LGBTQ, the CRT, the DEI, the BLM, all of it. Affirmative action. It's all a lie. Just like affordability. You can't spend billions to fix a problem that you spent trillions on. It's called inflation.
You're yelling at Mike? Okay.
Hello?
We're going to do this in order. It's in order. Members, do you want to speak?
Hello?
Okay. Let's go to Muhammad. Then, who wants to speak?
I will go after if it's possible.
Okay, Mr. Rose, then we're going to come back to me. Then we'll choose.
Can I go after Ambrose?
Yes. Muhammad Ambrose Bruce. Go ahead, Muhammad.
Thank you. Now, for what Tom was saying, I've never seen it. I live in Libya, and I've been to Egypt. I've never seen it there in Egypt. I've never seen it in Libya. What was he talking about, him and Bruce, about being... some people were killed. Actually, there are internal conflicts between Shia and Sunnah, and mostly Shia are killing Sunnah in Iran. And you can say vice versa, I don't care. But this is the truth that's happening there. I don't know if Bruce agrees or not. But about the communities that are happening outside, I mean in Europe. Or in the United States or in United Kingdom. Tom, you're totally wrong. I don't agree with that, and I don't see it on ground. Pam said I've never seen it. Fairuz is there. She said I've never seen it. I've never seen it on the news. I've never seen it among my friends, because my friends live. Most of my friends are from the UK. They live there. I've never seen it there. And I told you I've been to Egypt, Jordan, and I live in Libya. It never happened. Never. The only truth is Shia are killing Sunnah, and you can see it there. You can see it in Iran now. You've seen it in Iraq, and I see the retaliation of that, because Shias were killing Sunnah in Iran. They were killing Sunnah in Lebanon, in Syria, and as a result, Sunnah has to retaliate. That's why this has been invented, and most of Lebanon were impatient of that thing. Thank you.
I'm from Lebanon.
We have an order.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ambrose, then Bruce, then you can go, Shape.
Well, Shape, if you want to respond to the sectarian comments, then I'm happy to give it. Okay, well, Muhammad, I know you're Palestinian, and this makes it more difficult for me, but I totally disavow the claims against Shia. I think that is a very, very nefarious sectarianism. But back to the point, The problem is not Judaism or Islam or Christianity or anything. The problem is institutionalized religion. We can see a pattern. Every country that doesn't separate church and state falls into this extremism, fundamentalism mindset eventually. So this is, Tom, is the problem, because you can't actively go and say, we're here to liberate women, women's rights, women are being oppressed, when your own faith and your own country doesn't separate church and state and requires a rabbi to approve an abortion for any female, or any other multiple examples that I can use here that makes Jewish women being treated like a walking uterus, when we're being imposed into IVF treatments till way past 40, where it's actually dangerous, but they don't care. They will pay for it as long as you keep
surface contact, and that's where the exchange takes place at the contact line between two surfaces, the surface of gas and the surface of water. And so the more of those you have, the more filtering you have. The smaller your bubbles are, the more filtering you get. So
it's time for the percolator. 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 It's time for the percolator.
Thank you very much.
Dude, whenever he kept saying the percolator, I kept thinking of that. The Christian pastor. First, they came for the socialists. I did not speak up. When they came for
the socialists, I didn't speak up. Well, why would I?
Hate is hate.
First they came for the socialists, then they came for the communists, then they came for the liberal, progressive, pluralist Democrats, then they came for
unfortunately
me.
I'm trying to fight it.
Did I do that?
Now. We are the Nazis. We and the
what the
Americans,
fuck?
we are the ones
did I do that?
So for you to go and criticize another faith when you're
so
under any circumstance.
This mentally ill, deranged bitch in Israel, Emrose, many of her videos that I've made of her and I've filmed her actually get taken down by YouTube, especially TikTok, but even YouTube. I've had like 5 of her rants get deleted because she's saying such egregious, hyperbolic shit. She's very unique in the way that she communicates. It's called the highly annoying, extremely annoying person communication. She goes on and on and on forever. Hello?
I didn't speak when you spoke. I didn't speak when you spoke. Thank you. Thank you. I say that as an atheist. To me, all religions are bullshit. They all started as savages, and religions were all savages, but Christianity and Judaism have evolved.
Salina, girl, my number 1 video commentator, señorita, me encántate.
Ways to beat up your woman.
Vámonos a una vacaciones a playa.
If she doesn't listen, separate your bed. If she doesn't listen, then beat the shit out of her. Okay?
What the fuck?
And what you're talking about,
YouTube, you gotta know that this is not literal. This is a debate. No one is calling for harm. I've done all the training, YouTube. I am a journalist. This is Chicago News Incorporated, and I'm giving context to this conversation. We are listening to a debate on an app called Clown House between Palavists, Muslim Shariaists, and elite liberal intellectual pedo-LGBTQ BLM-CRT-BEI progressive pluralist Democrats.
Muslims around the world that are, a lot of them are flooding.
Hello?
Germany, they're flooding Europe, they're flooding all over, and they're bringing with them their culture. You may be okay with their culture. A lot of Europeans are not okay with their culture. They don't like the way they treat their women. They don't like when they go after 9-year-old, 10-year-olds.
Women are just walking uteruses, according to Emrose.
They bring it to Europe, and you're saying you're
Hello?
creating all of that because of one ad you saw on the wall that says dressing modern is not.
This message is brought to you by the campaign to elect John Kitover to the Chicago mayoralship in 2027. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com right now to sign the petition to get John Kitover on the ballot. We need your signature and we need your vote. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com.
One of the prior speakers tried to frame up Shias as.
What do you look like, Selena Girl 69? Are you really a girl? I don't know. Can you message me on Instagram, John Kitover? Hello?
Having lived in Lebanon.
I'll believe it when I see it, Selena. Girl!
Deeply involved in all the communities there. She's Sunni Christian. I don't know what he's talking. I don't know if he's talking about the Civil War, which ended in the 90s, or if he's talking about today. But one thing I do know is this kind of villainizing of Shias goes absolutely nowhere. That's all.
Okay, Ali, go ahead. Who hasn't spoken? Kay, we'll go to you. Fairuz can wrap up the segment maybe, and we have to end this Middle East banging that is full of rhetoric and this is bad content.
So I'm just going to give two simple sentences for you. How these people are demonizing Iranians and I don't know Eastern people in general. It's exactly like how they treat Iranian national team in the United States right now. So it's no different. It's at the very same level unfair thing. So don't believe these guys and just let them go. That's the whole thing I would like to say.
Okay, Kay, you haven't spoken. Do you have something to add?
Hello?
Okay, Fairuz, do you have anything to say?
No, just to wrap this up, you're speaking about it as if it's an endemic issue within the community. It is not an endemic issue. Women are thrown over the roof.
Happy Pride, boys! I'm going to the Pride Fest today. See you all at the Pride Parade. I'm going to be on a float from the Auto-Ship of Chicago. Hello? I'm going to get me a washcloth with some warm water and wash your neck, Dr. Adams. I'm going to wash your neck.
Wash your balls.
I'm going to wash your neck first. Hello?
Hello? I may just add before we finish the topic.
No, Tom.
He's streaming into
You ain't a mod. You ain't a mod, and it's Pride. And I'm going to be prideful. I'm going to have some fun on a float in the sun.
Tehran has surged oil, and this is part of the article, has surged oil into international markets since the agreement came into force last week, exporting more than 40 million barrels, much more of its crude than had built up in storage during the U.S. Blockade, according to tankertrackers.com, a maritime tracking firm. Once Iranians' exports recover and stabilize, Tehran is expected to export 1.6 to 1.7 million barrels per day in the coming weeks, according to Gregory Brew and Iran
Chicago Mayor vote.
Analysts like Aeration Group. The export rate would mean some 8 or 9 billion oil revenue over the next 2 months. Do we have other topics? Anything that is contemporary, breaking news related?
I don't know.
I think the people want a Middle East bang. I tried to stop it before.
Okay, somebody do the moderation. I can do it.
No, I can't do it. They need to. I can't do it. These people need to get their yayas out because this is where they come to fight. They got them. I tried to stop it an hour ago.
Title.
Well, we listen to a news clip and then we do breaking news and talk about stuff, but Tom went and threw the bat signal in and everybody came in and Bruce threw his bat signal in and everybody so it's hard to...
Personally, I came in because of the title.
Okay, well now that you know that it doesn't have to be Middle East banging, you can leave even with the title. Y'all act like the title is not some super magnet that the Joker developed so that the Batmobile could make its way through Gotham. You can just leave. It's a title on a free app. If the title said, give me titty pics, would you also come in and stay? And just leave if you don't, it's just a title.
You can't blame us for assuming that this is the subject of the conversation.
Well, it also says meet the press. So we were talking about stuff to meet the press as well. Do you want to talk about that? The DSA wins in New York and losses in Utah and Colorado.
You can talk about whatever you want. I'm just saying if you don't want to talk about the Middle East, it might be a good idea to change the title.
We don't want to Middle East bang. They were banging. with their gang. They were outside with the deuce, the 6 to 8 to 9, they're from the deuce. They were banging outside with their gang. You wanted them gangers.
Igor, get your friend before she gets found out in the hallway.
It's insane.
I'm about tired of her.
She's annoying as hell. Go open your own room where you can gang and bang. Middle East, we don't want to hear that all day.
If Igor doesn't save you, no one else will, and you will be out.
Nobody wants to hear that banging. This already community here is already. We don't care. I don't care. In fact, do you want to talk about the tent of meeting? You want to talk about the book of Numbers? You want to talk about spreading the ram's blood on the tent of meeting? We can talk about the tent of meeting.
That's not the middle.
You want to talk about the tabernacle? You want to talk about the Ark of the Covenant and the mercy seat? I love the mercy seat. Why don't we talk about the gold serpent on the rod? Let's talk about Balaam's donkey. How come we got a talking donkey? How come we went from a serpent from the first talking animal and the second one is a donkey in Numbers 22? Let's talk about that. Y'all talk about Jews all the time and the Hebrews. Let's talk about some real text.
Can we talk about body fat whenever there's space for that?
Come on, man. We don't want to hear banging. If y'all want to bang, go open your own room. There was that boy's name, Amir. Go bang in Amir's room. I figured y'all would be tired of the banging, both online and in real life. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Quote the Middle East collectively. I hope Kitover, you recording?
Yeah, we're recording.
By the way, it falls off the flat Earth.
Flat Earth.
I wish Trump had not gotten us away from green energy. I wish we were totally green energy, and the Middle East would fall off because the Earth is flat. That there would be some sort of tectonic movement. Right? And the plate shook. Remember how the ground shook in Genesis? In the Torah. And I wish it shook. And I wish there was a day. And God said, oops, I made a mistake. I wish. Because the so-called promised land, remember Emerald, since you're going to talk about the Jews, let's talk about the Hebrews. Let's talk about Hebrews and Israelites. Remember when Moses sent out the 12 spies? And 10 of them said, "Oh, we shouldn't go over there. Leave that shit alone." But Joshua, who of course Moses changed his name from Moshe. Nobody was talking about that in the discussion. And Caleb said, "Hey, we can do it." I'm be honest with you. I wish Moses had followed the 10 instead of the 2. Look at that, 10 and 2. Where are your hands when you drive? On 10 and 2. Why? That's a direction in which you're going. That's a numerological symbolic that I read from the Zohar. And then 2, y'all not ready for that yet?
You reading Zohar?
Let's talk about that. Tired of hearing you people bang. Tired of hearing you people fight all the time on the app and in real life. It's boring. We are sick of it. A shithole part of the earth runs the earth. I wish y'all was as irrelevant as Kashmir. Which, by the way, is also a fucking mess. God damn, I'm tired of hearing y'all bang. Fall off the earth. Kitover, I hope you're getting it all.
Getting it. We're getting it.
I wish I could look up at the golden serpent that Moses constructed, and when I looked up, it would fall. Or even better. I wish, like he did to the people who were questioning Moses' leadership, God would just open the earth and had the Middle East just fall through the hole in the earth. He already did it once in the book of Numbers. Just fall into the earth. You're not good at peace. You're not good at geopolitics. And you're not good at soccer either. It'd be one thing if y'all would be good in the World Cup. Your team's sucking in the World Cup too. You offer nothing but strife and headache. Sick of it.
Damn, he's roasting Emrose.
Damn,
he roasted Emrose.
Well, Trump just called.
We're cooking with ban and politically correct.
Campaign. If we want to change the subject.
He also said
Because he sees the way of the elections.
He also said he would be the best communist dictator, or something to the effect.
We have elections going on right now, and they're not looking very good for the Republicans. So Trump is starting.
Ahmed, you're starting to interrupt again. I can't moderate this stage. We had a president not going in order. other speakers. Sorry.
Yeah, so it looks like he's feeling the heat, and now he's going on a rhetoric campaign. He's changed his focus a little bit. So let's talk about this stuff, because this is very consequential for those of us living in the United States as well. Other than geopolitics, and he's scared. I think this signals to us he's we know he shits his pants, but
Trump is shitting his pants.
Shitting his pants and why?
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Trump is shitting his pants.
Does anyone here knows what is going to happen to us in Libya?
This is John Kitover, Chicago mayoral candidate, running in the February 23rd, 2027 election against Brandon Johnson, the elite, liberal, progressive, pluralist, communist, socialist thief, stealing billions from Chicago pensions, Chicago taxpayers, and homeowners. Property taxes are through the roof and only going up. The CTU mafia controls our property taxes. The pensions are eating up all the budget. The interest expense is eating up all of the budget. There's nothing left for you and me. We are tax slaves. But together, we will liberate this city. We will file for federal bankruptcy. We will rip out all the concrete bike lanes and bump outs and sue the Abu Dhabi Investment Authority for fraud. I will cut property taxes 25% day one by mayoral decree.
I have to research that.
And home rule legislation.
They've worked out an agreement.
We are listening to Politically Correct, an elite liberal socialist hangout for progressives and pluralists celebrating their pride.
About if anyone has read the article about institutions of higher learning trying to gain more public trust. Did anybody read that?
I was just reading it right now. I mean, now they're recognizing this. It's been a long time. People have been losing their trust in the public institution for a very, very, very long time.
Let me also say, as an addendum to my rant, because I left it out and it just dawned on me. Many of you don't believe in God. You don't believe in karma, cosmic justice. But I'm telling you what I'm telling you, and I know because I've thought on and meditated on it. And I ritually purified myself.
He has ritually purified himself. He is cleansed.
What I'm about to tell you.
He is clean. He is ritually purified.
In the UK, the fact that that country is an economic, cultural, and political shithole has everything to do with the fact that where we are right now is because of the British. The British.
No, we're here because of the French, not the British.
The source.
It's a common misconception amongst the elite, liberal, intellectual, LGBTQ, BLM,
and you couldn't take it.
pluralists, socialists, and communists.
This is exactly what's happening to the British right now. The GDP of that country outside of London is worse than the poorest state in America, Mississippi, Louisiana. Let me say it again. Outside of London, that country's GDP in their city center is lower than Mississippi, Oklahoma, and other American shitholes. This is the kind of Egypt, King 22. Isn't all of this is British? Your farmer was going to be your dentistry. It turns out it's your economy. It's exhausting. When I was a boy, all you heard, peace in the Middle East, peace in the Middle East, peace in the Middle East, peace.
Again, Chicago mayoral candidate John Kitover running in the February 23rd, 2027 election against Brandon Johnson, the communist thief. We're on a conference call with the Brandon Johnson administration internal staff. Listen in. These are elite, liberal, progressive, pluralist, socialist, communist Democrats spreading their LGBTQ, CRT, DEI, affirmative action everywhere they go upon the face of the flat earth.
Starbucks to get a quadruple shot.
We're discussing the affordability crisis and why no one can afford their rent and their groceries and their gasoline, their entertainment.
Fighting, yelling,
everyone is in debt.
Shooting,
hello,
looting, killing. It is insane. Take it to the tent of meeting.
Take it to the tent of meeting to purify and cleanse yourself.
It's going to come back on them until they do right by the world. And they got it. I'm done.
Come on. Come on, Celie.
Oh, Selena Girl's very old. Damn, Selena Girl's like 65, 85. Well, Selena Girl.
Yes, I'm getting a quadruple shot, 4-shot iced Americano to calm my nerves.
Calm your nerves, man.
While I was working, I'm going to play games later today. I'm going to enjoy myself.
Hello?
Children swimming all day, friends, they have the kids. I don't have real kids, but they do play dates. So they're doing their thing. I had a day to myself. I'm going to work, enjoy myself. I have to listen to Israel banging from the same people who banged with 6 people.
Roast them, cook them, ready for the barbecue. And roast.
Over and over again.
Again and again and again.
Peace in the Middle East. Peace in the Middle East.
Peace in the Middle East. Peace in the Middle East.
That's all we heard. I'm going to be honest with you. I could probably draw Yasser Arafat from memory. He was on the news all the time. This is Bernard Shaw reporting.
Cook them up, man. What's for the appetizer?
Oh, thank you, Bernard. You look good as a middle-class Negro with that mustache. We're just reporting Yasser Arafat is...
Hot dog rolls and bacon?
Aren't y'all exhausted yelling with each other?
Bang it up, cook it up, and roast it up.
El Tufo will come in here later on, and he'll be spitting all over the phone.
Hello?
Don't talk about the scriptures. Talk about a movie. Don't talk about 25-year-old women who aren't married. Not another topic for a little while. What's your favorite color of your mezuzah? What's your favorite mezuzah color? Find something to do. For everything, but it takes 2, baby. It takes 2, baby, to make a thing go on. It takes 2, baby. It takes 2, baby. If you want to get out of it, you can just say, you know what? Hello. Hello. Rose. Bitches on my own phone. Hello. I've been in this club. What's the first trick they will do? Anybody know?
Right.
United States involved, guess what?
Don't come to the United States.
Hello?
Stop trying to have golf tournaments. Oh, we're going to do LIV over here.
Never had one lesson. Hello?
Little titties matter, man.
You don't have these things.
I think she knows she's confident.
Them things hang low like you about to collect Medicare.
If you didn't put all these people in our business.
This is Chicago mayoral candidate John Kitover running for the Chicago mayoral candidacy, the presumptive candidate. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com for more entertaining content to liberate the city of Chicago from never-ending property taxes, pension debt, interest expenses, and CRT, BLM, LGBTQ spending by Brandon Johnson, who is stripping the city of billions of dollars and exchanging the liability onto the taxpayer. There's no free lunch, sir. Someone's got to pay for your theft. Hello? Hello?
I mean, with all jokes aside, am I the only one that's exhausted by this? It's been my whole life.
No,
It's tiring.
absolutely not.
And then we've been going through it, all of us.
I wonder how much money.
Wait, Bruce, hold on, let Bruce speak. Bruce, I'm the only one that's tired. You're not tired of the strife in the Middle East, Bruce?
I'm sorry. I meant to say no, you're not. I fucked up.
Oh, okay.
I agree with you. I agree with everything you said for the past 20 minutes or so.
Wait, you also believe that titty pics for $45 should get a refund? You agree with that too?
I'm not so brave to go to that area. She has a beautiful picture, though.
Very sad, this subject.
But my issue is like now the other men not gonna want to pay for the titty pic because you kind of like slandered the titty pic. So you really kind of like fucking up the church's money. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome back. This is Chicago mayoral candidate, the presumptive mayor of Chicago. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com right now. Like this video.
Little ones are fine.
Recycle, repeat, repost, Instagram this video, comment, and send it to people. Hello. We're listening to the world famous, politically correct, the property of Patty.
All I know is she don't fit in whatever category you just provided.
Hello?
I don't know. Did he ask you for a refund? So you saying your titties was too big. That's why he asked for a
The city's $80 billion in debt, paying $175 million a month in interest expense to the banks. The BOA, the #1 lender in Chicago.
Good afternoon, boo.
Good afternoon, Mr. Rando.
I'm just laughing background. You got me cracking up. Funny bunch here. Funny bunch. Happy Saturday.
Funny bunches of hoops.
Happy Pride Day! Happy Pride Month, everybody! See everybody at the Pride Parade!
Almost fucking damaged. Yo. Alright, I'm going back for a mute. Peace and space.
So they gave me in the chat. It's a YouTube playlist.
Oh yeah, I saw you put a YouTube in the chat, but I didn't know what it was.
So anyway, those are the songs that, those are the pieces of music.
They didn't link it to the news. Let me tell you what. Let me tell you.
Hello? Hello? All right, this is John Kitover. I want to. I want to thank you for coming. Like this video. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com. Health, wealth, love, peace of mind, happiness, and strength to you. The greater your strength, the greater thou joy shall be. Love is the law. Love under will. The joy of the world is strength. Hello? Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com, like, share, subscribe right now. Day number 1, we will cut property taxes 25%. Day number 2, we will rip out all the concrete bike lanes. Sue the Abu Dhabi Investment Authority. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose free parking? Our free parking. Cool.
And gas shit. Let me tell you what's tiring about it. Donald Trump. Kitover, you getting this?
I got it.
Orange Julius the First, Cheeto Lini the Great, has an MOU. Is it ass? Absolutely. But it is an MOU. You have the other GCC countries decide mutual protection, economic, the beginning, albeit a very distant beginning, of some sort.
This is Ben talking about the Iran
Neoliberal shit
MOU.
came in here after having some exotic meat, saucisson of rabbit, an espresso, and Thomas Jefferson's famous Madeira, and said,
Madeira?
This is not going to hold because Israel and Hezbollah are going to continue to fight and shoot, so none of it is going to hold, and it's never going to work. Igor came in here. That's not going to... No, it's not. Igor came in here. It's not going... No, you said, I hope it works, but Israel won't agree. Igor came in here, made it more of an accent chamber. Yes, I believe it's not going to work because of Israel and so forth and so on. And I prayed. I went to the tabernacle, and guess what? It didn't last a week. It did not last a week.
Well, you didn't purify yourself correctly. You didn't purify yourself correctly. Gotta get in the mikvah. Hello? You can't just look at it. You gotta go in it. Hello?
Let me say it again. There was a drone attack on Bahrain last night.
No! You angry. I can't argue with you. You angry. I ain't gonna argue with you. All right, it's ChicagoMayorVote.com. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button, leave a comment. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com, everybody.
It's tiring. A drone swarm. What did God say about eating animals that swarm? He said, don't eat them. Tired of the swarms. It's unclean. I cannot be I cannot be the only person who is exhausted. I am exhausted. People walked around in middle school.
Johnson.
When I was in middle school, some of y'all went to junior high because you were old. Some of y'all think I'm old, but we didn't have junior. I'm not that old like y'all. Just because I sound old and well-read doesn't mean I'm old. People walked around in high school and middle school with T-shirts on, with peace signs, a little circle. Walking around, hey man, what's up? Peace. You wore your little with your crisscross shorts on, but because you were cool, you're a fool. Peace, peace. Everybody was talking about the Middle East. George W. Bush comes in. They tried to kill his daddy. He gets the black man, the Indian man, the Jamaican man, Colin Powell to go and lie with a fucking pottery barn policy. We in that bitch. I'm tired. Obama comes in. I've never seen a Middle East policy outside of war worse than Obama's. All kinds of shit. Libya. That's not Middle East, but you take the point. Syria. Obama was a disaster. Tired of it. Tired of it. Trump comes in, chills out, kills Soleimani, chills out. I give Trump credit for the first year. He did some fuck shit in with the Yemenis and the Houthis for Saudi, but I understand, you know. Biden comes in. Thank God Biden was half dead. Then you get October 7th and we back on fuck shit again. Trump decided, well, I gotta make a legacy, and because I got Maduro, I'm gonna get the Ayatollah too. It'll take me a week. I think we should define fun. Now he's bored with it. And you say single. This is like old pussy. I don't want to hit it no more.
You know the funny thing about Obama? When he was elected, when he was first elected, most of the Arab and Muslim world said, "Oh, Obama is here now." You know why? Because his parents or his grandparents are Muslims. He's going to help us. It turns out the other way around. We are in deep shit, man.
We're not deep shit. Look, actually, I will give Van Gogh credit for one thing because he's a man of his word. The man drives an EV, right? And so anybody that drives an EV is actually trying to solve the problem. The only reason you guys care about the Middle East is oil. It's the only reason we cared about it for the last 40-something years. It has all been about oil. Most of the war in that region has been either perpetuated by the British or the Americans for oil. I mean, and so if you want there to be peace, doing your part and moving to an electric car is actually what you should do. Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't have an EV yet. I will at some point. But I've got friends who have said the same thing. Why can't we have peace in the Middle East? Peace in the Middle East. I was at a friend's house couple of weeks ago, and I look over in his driveway, and I'm like, "You drive a 24 Escalade with a V8 that gets about 16 miles a gallon at the best."
Fucking bro.
That's why you don't have peace in the Middle East, right? So I actually give you props for it, Ben, and anybody else. And we really should give props to China, because if China had not moved its populace off of gas at such a high rate with the hybrids and the BEV, those are battery operated vehicles, as they have, oil would probably be $120 a barrel right now, but it's only $70. I'll land right there.
And that is why I'm invested
Bro, you gotta start buying Meta
into Chinese appliance manufacturers, specifically induction stovetop manufacturers.
The angel of God.
Yes. If people don't understand the importance of that stuff, they just don't understand it. It is very much key. It is very much key. I sound like Igor translating English to Serbian to English. It is very much key. I don't know why I said it like that.
The silver lining in all of this is that green transformation for the world, the next quote-unquote green industrial revolution, is going to happen faster.
It's happening right now. It's happening faster than expected. China's conversion has been phenomenal. But now you're starting to see it in Texas and other places in the U.S. Washington, the state of Washington, our renewable energy, even with the rollbacks of some subsidies from the government under the Trump administration, it's because it's cheaper to create renewable energy than it is to create fossil fuel. We've had massive advances in solar. Elon Musk is big on solar, and I'm now starting to come along with it. I'm starting to see that. But as the battery storage of this energy improves, we'll be able to improve our grid. You're also Ford is also moving into some of this technology with storing it for data centers and such. So I think we're going to accelerate a lot faster on the renewable energy sector than anybody thought previously.
I mean, the U.S. imports relatively little oil from that region. That's not always been true, but it's been more and more true. And the major importer of oil from that part of the world is actually China and, the rest of Asia. I think a large part of what this conflict is about is trade routes, right? Navigable waterways, stuff like that. Even if we don't need any oil from them, they're still going to create problems for us.
It's not about the consumption. A lot of it's about one technology and the ubiquity of the technology and bringing it to quote scale, as people on this app like to say, so it becomes cheaper. But also it's about the fact that oil is traded on global markets via an arbitrage. And so the United States might be less and less dependent on it. But China also sees the light. So for as much as China is importing, I think of their energy sources, it's either second or third. I believe coal is the most, and then it might be renewable energy. I think it's that, and then it may be oil, right? So all I'm saying is that lots of what we see is a result of, being reliant on either through markets, use, or whatever, the stuff in the ground, that part of the world. I'm not interested.
Well, it's still going to be a trade route, right? I mean, that's a big part of why why that part of the world has been historically important. Before human societies used oil, that was still a crossroads, and it still is weirdly for sea stuff, even though it used to be crossroads on land. But.
Well, I mean, to some degree, but I don't think the man you voted for made the trade route part of it worse. That's the guy you voted for. This time last year, the Strait of Hormuz was open. You couldn't deal with the person who you pretend was going to take your guns, even though Republicans at the federal level have probably done more against gun rights in recent years than Democrats have, recent years. But the person you voted for did that. Strait of Hormuz, nobody even knew what it was this time last year. If you were in this room, 3 people would have known what Strait of Hormuz was. Neoliberal shill, and meat marinating neoliberal shill.
Well, look, I just don't know about that, either of your comments. I mean, if you look at the Biden DOJ, they did a lot on the gun stuff, but then Hormuz was important whether or not Iran was doing anything at the time. And that's why that region is important, and that's why conflict there creates problems for us. And I don't know that we can avoid that simply by avoiding using fossil fuels,
Well, hold on. What do you mean? You don't know that the reduction of, and it's good to see you, Jason. You don't understand that the reduction of global demand.
Stop lying to people. Good to see Jason Dusek. What's it ever good to see Jason Dusek? Y'all gotta stop lying to people.
Well, I'm being cordial, I guess.
Yeah, I like white folks, so it's good to see you, Jason. What do you mean by the reduction? You don't see that the correlation of the reduction of the global oil demand could reduce the need for oil out of the Middle East? Is that what? I don't get it.
No, I'm saying it it doesn't create a situation where problems there are not a problem for us. That area is a crossroads. It is important from a security standpoint for multiple reasons. And conflict there, it would be a problem for us even if there were no oil in the Middle East. Okay,
Not like
if there
this.
were no oil.
Not like this. That's not true at all. That is simply not true. The American wars from the first Gulf War, the one with Kuwait, a lot of this stuff turns on oil. Come on, man. You guys are being disingenuous now. I know you have to be a Republican and justify your vote for Trump, Mr. No New Wars, and took you to war. But come on, let's be a little bit honest, at least for 10 minutes. This is crazy.
And Jason, I'm serious. I'm going to agree with Goat on that. And, you know, I swing both ways. But that's, I don't want to call it a retarded statement, but I don't have any other word for it.
Come on, Trent. Wow, you swing both ways. What are you doing, bro?
We can disagree then, but I think it has more to do.
That's what I was saying. When I say I swing vote, talking about Republican and Democrat, independent and conservative, whatever you call it. So I understand.
Talking about men and women?
No, I'm not talking about men and women.
Oh, okay.
Let that man swing. Go ahead, swing, Trent.
Yeah, let me swing. Shit, my wife listening. No, but in all seriousness, like, I feel where you're coming from, Jason. But I agree with Van. If we really, the strait really doesn't affect us, even more so because of Venezuela, by the way, which is producing 1 million barrels per day, like I said it would be, like my folks in Houston told me it would. But I'll digress. Well, we won't go there right now. But our oil production now, our oil demand now, I think is about 20 million barrels a day. It's up from 8 million barrels a day. China has reduced their oil demand by about 5%. I don't know what their demand per day is. But if we had where Trump, where I disagree with the administration is taking away the EV subsidies, because if you had the EV subsidies, we'd have even less demand for oil and conflict and wouldn't have to spend $1.5 trillion on fucking defense, trying to defend the world and the armor industry.
Well, go ahead.
All right. So I've said that I'm from Libya. I work in an BIA, which is a new team. You know that the shell of the airport, the top is steel structure, the roof itself. We used to import steel structure in a container from China for $2,500. Guess how much is it today? Can somebody guess?
5?
8. And you can't import it because of timeline. We had to import it through the land. It has to be shipped on a container, on a trolleys or whatever you call it.
It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. We're kind of debating reality. The Strait of Hormuz closure clearly affected the futures market on oil, clearly affected the inflation in the United States, clearly affected many metrics in the United States, right? Whether I agree that the Strait of Hormuz is, whether there is oil and whether there isn't oil is an important trade route, I agree with that. But there is a significant exposure to oil currently, as it stands today, which transition to a greener economy would lessen that exposure, wouldn't it? There's just energy self-sufficiency that every president wants, well, maybe except Trump.
Yeah, I mean, both of these things can be true at the same time, right? We could have greater energy self-sufficiency, and the Strait of Hormuz would still be a problem for us, you know. And, yeah.
What is happening? Okay, so is greater energy self-sufficiency through transition to green technologies good?
It can be, okay, through the right certainly through the right choice of those things. But nevertheless, Central Asia will be strategically important in order to maintain